Good evening and welcome everyone to tonight's coverage of Rainlight Racing's Round 6, Series 6 in their GT3 season. Proudly brought to you by Simblacks, Crosscut Woodworks, True to Life Racing Designs, Crossy 43, and of course, HENDO. As always, MATCHFIT Entertainment here in your ears, broadcasting it all live to YouTube. That means myself, Davo, and J-Man are on board on the mics. J-Man, welcome aboard again tonight for Rainlight Racing's Monday night bonanza.
Yeah, evening, Davo. Evening, viewers. Welcome to, like you mentioned, round 6 in season 6. Looking forward to this Oulton Park 2-hour here tonight. And I tell you what, this one's going to be one of the trickier rounds on the calendar, in my opinion, based on, I think we'll see it tonight when this thing shakes out, turn 7, 8, 9. And also 10, 12. That's going to be a real challenge for maintaining tyre pressure here at this racetrack tonight. So be interesting to see how the guys and girls will set these cars up and what they do to negate pressure loss. We talked about it last week.
At Donington, yes.
At Donington, it's going to be a very real factor here tonight with these cars out on this racetrack, as we do see the Pro-Ams and Ams fire out for this first phase. 15 minutes to these gentlemen out here for this first phase of qualifying. 30 minutes up ahead of us here for this qualifying session, broken into two parts here at Rainlight Racing. And some big upsets throughout the season. We saw it a little bit at the back end of last season with some Pro-Ams really mixing it up. But look for the likes of Mitchy Haas, Gunther Rowe, Tony Spence in particular, to really shake things up as far as the qualifying. We saw a brilliant lap from, I think, Mitchy Haas last week, get himself up the order.
Oh, definitely, J-Man, and really made a good showing of it in qualifying.
Gunther Rowe with a spin already.
Good start, Gunther. Gunther, another worthy mention actually from last week, J-Man.
Yep.
Really had the Mustang hooked up, the Guerrilla Racing Mustang, so did a stellar job. Definitely kept it pointing in the right direction for the whole race, unlike for the first minute of qualifying here tonight. But it is Oulton Park, a tricky little place, does not get a lot of love, J-Man. To be honest, I'm surprised they race these beasts around here. To look at it, looks a little bit like a bit of a club track. But yes, they do race the GT3s around Oulton. Hence, it is on the calendar here for Season 6 in Rainlight Racing's GT3 series. And boys and girls, or boys. At the moment we've got Maddie T in tonight. Yes, so she'll be
Maddie T's in. For sure.
So she'll be in the top.
Ferrari all ready to go.
Top tier of the qualifying for Maddie T. But the guys out for the first tier of qualifying, the first 15 minutes. The AMs and Pro-Am drivers combined out there, and we should start seeing some provisional times. J-Man, I did not catch who snuck out first there.
Well, it actually was Gunther Rowe, but look, that little bit of a spin coming out of Hislop's. Actually, it wasn't. It was actually Britain's, I believe, into the hill heading down Foster's there.
Yeah.
So. No, he obviously had a little bit of incident, just picking up a little bit of curb out of 8 and 9 and rotated the car. So he was first out. However, there is plenty more. We do have Kramer out there. Also, Davison, Spence, Goddard, Mitchy Haas, Danny Kim, Uncle Joe, Mark Turbot, and Josh Nightingale are out there at the moment. So plenty of cars out there on track, trying to get one down. and we will have an indicative lap coming up there. It is Tony Spence on a 33.3.
Yes, as the cameras pick up on Phil Davison in the 777 ASRNZ sponsored McLaren. J-Man, as he just comes down and under the bridge for his time there, and I think that's Gunther Road just in the background. Oh, actually pips Davison immediately.
Yep.
For second position provisionally there, and as the times start to roll in, we have Gunther Rowe, Mark Turbot, Danny Kim, and like we mentioned, Phil Davison in fifth position there. J-Man, as the first times start to roll in here at Oulton in the first tier of qualifying. 120-minute race here, 120 minutes race, not 120-minute race. Far from it, J-Man. It is a 2-hour race. This is a big race to be run at Oulton Park here tonight, J-Man. I think we have got maybe a CPS for fuel in this one, in the long ones, and
I believe you're right there, Davo, and I just see our newly crowned TA2 champ, Disco Stu, tuning into the broadcast. Good to have you on board, mate, watching for this one tonight. Great result in the weekend for Stewie to clean up that TA2 title that we broadcast in the weekend, and also there supporting his fellow 777 racers, Jordan Moss and Phil Davison, in those couple of McLarens. So good stuff, Stewie. Good to see you there, mate. And as you mentioned, bit of a CPS here tonight, and you would rightfully think so. And I was thinking about it earlier on today when I was looking at some of the stuff in relation to this race, and I thought, there'll be plenty of guys and girls out there tonight that'll want to get off a set of tyres that's probably not just past the use by, but maybe on the side of lower pressure and deflation.
You did already mention that, J-Man. Clearly, with the chicane action that we have here at Oulton Park, we heard the boys talk about it last week, and a little bit even the week before, I think, J-Man, with tyre deflation just jumping all over the curbs. Definitely last week at Donington there, the track just lends itself. You've really got to just get up on the curbs to get those quick times, and we will see that. We will definitely see that again here tonight at Oulton Park. So not only wear, but deflation as well. So
I was going to say, I can't believe there's still one of the orange marker pegs in the middle of
I saw that.
of turn 8.
That.
Don't expect that to last much longer once the pros get out there, because they will exploit every bit of those curbs.
Yeah.
So definitely be a hot topic. Good to see you tuning in before your quali there, Hendo. Expecting big things back on home territory for the big Bentley. I'm sure you'll have that thing going. Well, actually, no, it was Aston Martin. Sorry for Hendo. Who was I looking at? Oh, it was Dawson had the Bentley.
Dawson and the Bentley.
Once again, though, Aston Martin for Hendo. I think the 31 car will go well here. Interesting to see that. I just looking, Danny Kim. No, sorry, it was Tony Spence up on his time. So 33.2, and so he just eclipsed his previous time, and he's actually up again as he comes out of turn 9, heading up Hilltop down into Foster's 10, 11, 12. Knickerbrook, as he comes through that section now, quite hard to get the car rotated through the middle of this section of racetrack, and then they fire up the hill, up through Knickerbrook, up through 13, 14 Clay Hill, up to the water tower, and then into that very quick right-hander of Druids Corner, and then they head down the Warwick Bridge down to turn 16. 17 turns out here tonight, Davo, and viewers. So 17 turns and 4.3 kilometres of British racetrack out there. So
yes, and
makes for a pretty good lap.
It does make for a pretty good lap, and look, just to look at, you wouldn't think there's 17 turns on this track, but you just add a couple of chicanes, and you just they add up pretty quickly here. And the word on the street is that I think a few of these guys and girls will be happy to see the back of these British tracks, J-Man, as they move forward in this season.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think to be fair, other than I think one of the rounds there we had a bit of rain and stuff, I think the weather's played particularly in their favour for some good racing, but a little bit of cloud cover out there at the moment, but not enough to threaten. So you kind of could have expected a little more precipitation for the British tracks, but hey,
Yeah,
look, these guys and girls out there, and they've got the best scenario at the moment. So
definitely.
just picking up also at the moment on Danny Kim, got that Ferrari humming at the moment. You call it the Milo car.
The Milo car, yes.
And he is doing a great job at the moment. In there on a 33.7, got around about 3.5 tenths. Just dropped back at the moment, just as he's come out of 7. 6 heading into 789.
Yes, and Goddard looking healthy on the Delta as well, Jamin, as he just rounds the final corner there, I notice, and just bled a bit of that time off there, but he was looking to possibly get up into
close to turbo,
mate. So yeah, unfortunate. Who's that just snuck up there? Was that Haas?
No, Haas was there. I think potentially was that Gunther Rowe?
Oh, Gunther Rowe bettering, yes.
Well, just a bit of an improvement on the time there.
Yep.
So, what's our clock doing? So these guys have got around about 5 minutes left of their session before we see the big guns come out. And yeah, thank you, Firthy. Thank you, Lucas Keys. We will enjoy the call out there tonight. Bit of a fan of Oulton myself, as I was Donington. So. Got no complaints out of me about being over here in these British tracks at the moment, but go well, Firthy. As always, we're expecting big things out of you, pal.
No pressure. But yeah, look, obviously, not that long ago, promoted into the pro category, and he's really making a go at it, J-Man. If we look at the points, which we will do soon enough. I think he's holding down a 4th position in the championship at the moment. And another quick mention while we just stay focused on this first tier of qualifying is I think I saw the man himself, T-Fam, back in the server tonight. So did he make it into the server? Oh, I saw him floating around there earlier. Anyway. So, another one of Nick Firth's old sparring partners, let's call him. So, but we have got plenty going on the track at the moment. Phil Davison just coming across for another lap. J-Man, only 3 odd minutes to go here in the first tier of qualifying. Mitch Haas up on his time.
Yeah, Haas got enough in the tank at the moment as he comes basically. So he's heading. Yeah, he's heading
4-5 here. Yeah.
Yeah, heading down to through Island Bend down into Shallow Hills Corner, which is the right hand, very very cambered right hander of Shallow Hill Corner, coming out of 5. Always a good corner to try and get the power down early, get the drivers they head down here through to 7, 8, 9 through Britain's. And then obviously you want to try and get on the power early to come up this little rise and then drop back down into Foster's into 10, 11, 12. Another very, very important part of the racetrack.
Oh, definitely, J-Man. And look, we've seen it time and time again here when these big cars get on this track here at Oulton. The chicanes are critical. Not a lot of space with such a big car. And yeah, we've seen contact in the second chicane there. We see it quite often, J-Man. So yeah, that'll be a critical one, particularly in the opening laps.
Haas on a big number
Haas
here, mate.
is on a massive number here, J-Man. This could put him in the 32s, I would suspect, as he rolls under the bridge and across the line. And there it is, 32.885 for Mitchy Haas, J-Man. So nice work from Haas.
Yeah, look, it managed to get across the line with time to go and started the lap strong. Already got a 10th and a quarter, 10th and a half, building towards 2 tenths up his sleeve as he's dropped down through Cascades, through turn 3, heading down through Island Bend, now turn 4. And yeah, starting to build in the lap, already up to 2.5, heading towards 3 tenths. So really found something at the back end of this qualifying session as Mitchy Haas Good stuff to see. Also,
Rowe,
Rowe.
just coming through the final corner now too, and we'll get another shot at this, J-Man. That car was particularly quick at Donington, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he goes here tonight at Oulton Park.
Yeah, 33.3. So just a tenth away from Tony Spencer's time to get himself on the front row provisionally for there. We will have our pro drivers really just starting to think about these last final things before they jump out there and do their 15 minutes of one lap shootouts to try and get this thing up the top end. But that Mitchell Haas time is another good time, and he's 4 tenths up again. So this,
mate, that's massive. That's massive.
5 tenths coming out of the final corner. Hangs on to it, loses about a half a tenth coming out of the final corner. It's going to go big.
Still very healthy lap, J-Man, with a 132.465. We saw this last week, J-Man, really stamping his authority on this first tier of qualifying, and you know, look, we saw it last week where he held that. I think he was still in the top 5 after the big guns had come out. Tony Spence looking speedy as well, J-Man. If he can keep this up, this will nick him down into the 32s as well. Maybe not Haas territory.
Cleared it out.
Oh, unfortunate there for Spence. 15 minutes on the dot. I think he will get one more shot at this. So, very close. Who are we going to get rolling out first? Looks like Costas Makrolos with Webley in tow, J-Man.
Yeah, Webley looking to make some you know, there's a chance here tonight to make some big gains.
Well, that's right.
Phil Antoon missing tonight. AK Maverick not here tonight, so big opportunity for Webley and a few other drivers to try and capitalise on a point situation while Mav's away. So you'd think that those two you just mentioned, Brandon Webley, Costas Makrolos, look to try and make bank here tonight.
Yeah, definitely, J-Man. Always in the back of mind is the Simblacks Honda, number 43 Simblacks Honda of Steve Crossland, J-Man, who has sort of had a little bit of rough luck the last few weeks, but look, when he is cracking the whip right, mate, that Honda is quick. So definitely one to watch as well.
Yeah, look, I think he's, to be honest, you know, like he's had a couple incidents, high speed lateral load, snap oversteer moments that have, you know, got him unstuck. But I feel like as the season's gone on, I almost feel like Steve's actually starting to get a handle on this car, and I think we saw that last week. You know, he put together a more consistent performance out of that car. You know, it still had a few moments early, but I really feel like he's maybe anticipating where its deficiencies are and catching them and looking a little bit more solid. I certainly hope I haven't cursed him for tonight, but I like what I saw out of him last week.
Oh, yeah, look, the same, J-Man. Look, and we've seen it for the last few weeks, actually. The car is quick. It is definitely quick, but it is a Honda. It does little Honda things, you know, and Crossy just really, you know, the relationship's early, I think, with Crossy and Honda. So, but good luck to Crossy in the Simblacks number 43 Honda NSX. Firth out on track as well, J-Man, of course. All the top guns out here now.
Makrolos getting a horrible bounce out of turn 9, turn 8, turn 9 there, out of Britain's, and it I mean, when you see the cars get that unsettled by the curbs, you know that that'll incite all the electronics in the car, all the traction control, the stability control, basically will become engaged based on the disconnection of the tyres to the road, and then you lose all your momentum and drive. So just saw that, so I wondered what that'll look like when we see him come across the line, and then obviously being chased down the road by Brandon Webley. And I feel like Webley's going to go maybe slightly better on this lap, but Costas will fire definitely plenty more laps than before this one's done. So we're about to find out.
Too true, J-Man. Here, time will tell, and here it is.
Okay, so Macrolos with a 34.3. And then I didn't actually... Webley must have had a track cut there, mate, or something, because I didn't see a time posted.
So. And you did mention it, J-Man, very awkward.
In the interim, Dixon goes up to P5 with a 33.6. Moss just puts him now on a 33.6. So pros starting to make their way forward, only as high as the top 5 at the moment. Still just coming to terms, probably reinforces how good those times are of certainly Mitchie Haas's at a 32.4, and then those low 33s of Spence, Gunther Rowe and Danny Kim.
Yeah, so nothing wrong with Spencer's time either, or Rose, like you mentioned, J-Man. All those guys featuring in qualifying at Donington last week, and no surprise, they're up there again this week as these guys get these things up to speed. Macrolos making,
I'm not sure about this one. I think Macrolos may have got a track at the start of the lap.
I think he might have, J-Man.
Webley, though, Brandon, he looks good, and he's a couple of seconds up, so look for Webley to improve here. Goes to P2. And Macrolos, no improvement because that was a track cut. Now, who was that? Matt Dayton. And the McLaren and the 12 McLaren goes P5, but yeah, Webley up to P2.
So
P5,
Dixon up there as
6,
well.
Like
you mentioned, Mossy and also Fodado in provisional 5th with, I think it's Fodado there, well up on his time and just rounding the final corner there, J-Man. So that will be one to watch there. Mossy up another couple of positions in the 5th.
Fodado. Now, what does Webley need? Webley needs a good 0.6 of a second. He's got about a 10th at the moment, so...
Matty T across the line, J-Man with a healthy number. Where will that slot her in? 6 provisionally there for Matty T. Haven't seen an indicative time out of Nick Firth yet, J-Man either, so he'll be one to watch.
Hendo coming, whereas he's coming down the back, so he's about to start sector 3. I think it was. Hang on, is it? Where is he?
Let's have a look. Yes, he's
3. He did have a lot more up his sleeve. Crossing got about 3/10. Hendo had a fair bit more than he's got at the moment, so he's just bled off some time. Looks like he may be scrubbing this one off, cycling up for another lap. Macrolos P3 on a 33.1.
Oh, very nice.
Now moves a little bit closer to Mitchie Haas on a 32.7.
Crossland
around.
Crossland with a healthy time and just run around the final corner. Also Aston Hughes in one of the Porsches there, J-Man with healthy times. Crossland into 9th provisionally.
Matty T, the one on the move. This could be a number that...
she's got a good delta there. Nearly half a second from Matty T at the moment, and Macrolos still running hot, but in the first sector. Fodado across the line. Fodado, 3rd provisionally, J-Man, as he just sneaks across the start-finish line there.
Just makes it into the 32s also.
Matty T just rounding the final corner as well. Sorry, J-Man there with a healthy delta. Pips, Fodado.
She goes into the 32s also.
Haas's time's looking awesome, isn't it?
It's very good.
Macrolos now running up the hill. He's only got a couple of corners to go in this lap. Looks like he bled a little bit of speed off there, just out of that second chicane, J-Man, but it's still on the move and looking like about Matty T territory there. Might sneak in. I don't think he'll get Webley from there.
No, not quite. I don't think he'll come close, but not quite. But he will. Okay, just behind Matty T on a 32.9. So lots of 32.9s posting up at the moment. Still got my eyes on Will Dixon. Banked a lap early. He sort of did it without us noticing, and then obviously it's played out and he sort of dropped down a bit, but expect a better number here from Will Dixon. Takes him to P7.
Nice work. Firth and Moss up on their times. Moss particularly well up on his delta and looking very solid in the 777 ASR NZ McLaren. Good number here for Moss. This will put him in the 32s. Fifth position. Nice work.
Look at all those 32.9s, mate.
Wow.
Absolutely. Now, Webley, obviously, with that half a spin and then reset back to pits, got another set of tyres. He's back out there. Straight away started the lap well. Got a 10th and a quarter, 10th and a half, heading towards 2/10 up his sleeve. So, going to take a fair bit to knock the Mitchy Haas time off. Makalos, once again, he's also up too, Davo.
Oh, yeah, well and truly, J-Man. Makalos well up on his time, just rounding that long sweeping bend before they run down into the final corner here, J-Man, and very healthy on the deltas. That could put him in front of Webley. Oh, very much so, actually.
It's a big number.
It is a big number, half a second at least.
Goes to the top.
Oh, there you go. Didn't see that one coming.
Webley got a number up the sleeve as well. Where is he in the lap? Okay, he is coming round.
Oh, and he's blown it out of the right-hander.
He has blown it. He's got enough time to reset to go again. He knows he's got the car pace in it to get up front too.
Oh, definitely, J-Man. 5 minutes yet to go in qualifying, so plenty of time really here with, what are we looking at, 1 minute 30 odd per lap. So they've got at least another 3 laps in them yet here. So nice work. Who is shining at the moment? Geordie Moss just ever so slightly up on his delta. And running in the first sector still, just getting out of 2 there now.
Yep. So finding the back end of the pace here. Now these guys probably about maxing out what they've got in quality trim. I was looking at Pete Dawson. He's in there on a 33.9, so needs a lot more. He's currently P17, but he has got, rounding up the final corner, he's got the better part of 8.5
wow.
to 9/10 of a second. So
that'll put him in the 32 club, and there it is.
He goes up to P7, so big improvement late with only 4 minutes to go. Pete needs to press on. Keep banking those laps.
Oh, look, we saw him in pre-race practice, J-Man, hitting some good numbers in the Bentley. Dawson, another one that we've been calling recently, one of the championship podium getters over at Hardcore with their TA2 series just recently. Nice work from Dawson.
Yep. Yeah, so he's pressed on. Obviously, at the start of the slap, got some good numbers around the 2/10 bracket there. Just falling away a little bit at the moment, but he'll look to try and see if he can find the strengths of that car. And I suspect it's possibly over the curbs. That thing used to be quite favourable.
Yeah. Bentley always just soaked them up, didn't they, over other cars. As he gets an awkward bounce out of that little final chicane there and runs up over the hill and just bleeds all that time off, J-Man. We got Dayton in the background hitting some good numbers. Firth back into 13th, so not the sort of qualifying he would like. There's only a couple and a bit more minutes to go.
Yeah, just had a look down pit lane and also just saw Matty T and Steve Crossland with around 3 minutes to go, just cycling out of the pit lane for one more go at this.
There you go.
Obviously, minute and a half to make a fast lap just over. You know, that sort of probably cycling out of pit lane and bringing these tyres up will probably somewhere be around that minute 40-ish to get round. So they will have enough time to come round and have one more crack at this.
Definitely, J-Man, as Dayton just sneaks into the top 8 there too, with all very close to the 32s with 32.08 to Firthy on a better number this time, up over the hill there. He's actually just sneaking up behind Makalos there. What better carrot, but Makalos just gets out of the road. Makalos clearly cycling for another run at this.
Yeah,
Firth
this will help Berthy. I mean, if he can, it just dropped away a bit. Now it's coming back. This will be a good improvement.
Might get him in the top 10 here, J-Man.
It
Oh,
gets him right on the button, mate, on the 10.
yep. So nice work. And we still got to applaud Huss's time there, J-Man.
Yeah, very good time. Where's the Hondas representing tonight? Well, Crossland's P13, mate. So that's, I think, about as much as we could tell you there, Mav. So he'll come good in the race. We've often talked about Crossy's qualifying performance versus his race performance, Mav, and expecting big things out of the Simblacks Honda tonight with your absence, mate. Flying the flag.
Yeah, so, yeah, nice to hear from you, Mav. I know you're away at the moment. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for everybody commenting. Please hit the like and subscribe button, all that malarkey. And, yeah, light the chat box up, guys.
I don't know, on a good number here, mate. Obviously just started the lap, but, the best way to get one of these underway is to start in the green, and he's doing that as he fires it down through Cascades. Sorry, that was Island Bend, down into Shallow Hill Corner, and he just absolutely chucked it into Island Bend. Pretty committed looking lap so far from Shane, aka Slambo. Plenty of curb. No cut though, 4.5 tenths he's building into this lap. Now, 4.5 tenths on a 32.9 would put him right on the button to be challenging Mitchie Haas, Brandon Webley and Costas Makrolos.
That's a healthy number there, J-Man. Dawson actually looking pretty healthy there on his lap time. It could sneak him in front of Matty T if he does it right.
And this is it. This is the one you got to make count. The clock's run 0. He's done a beautiful job.
Oh, look at Fotado.
Out of Druids.
Full commitment.
He's just got to go through Lodge Corner, get this thing right. 6 tenths of a second, back down to 5. This is going to be close.
He only just pulled that up then, J-Man. Really deep. Missed his apex.
Goes to P3, so he is on the second row. That was a beautiful lap late from Shane Fotado. Pete Dawson, what has he got? Okay,
he's run away.
Time. It's actually Will Dixon as he heads down
in that
Warwick
stunning, stunning looking Aston there from Dixon. He's got a little bit up on his delta.
Just cooked it.
Oh, no. And just track infringements for Dixon there.
I tell you what, he had enough, I think, to go maybe P7 then. He would have gone P11 to P7. However, it's all she wrote. It's another one in the bank, and Costas Makrolos takes that one. I think the only car I can see out there at the moment is Dawson's just pulled that over. So well done to Costas. In there on a 32.442, smallest of margins over Mitchie Haas. So once again, big questions around classification there with some of the drivers during these qualification sessions. I'm sure there'll be plenty of guys with raised eyebrows.
I think there might be a little bit of a discussion back of house there, J-Man.
Nonetheless, what a beautiful lap.
Running into next season, but yeah, fantastic lap, and yeah, not taking anything away from Mitch Haas's time, J-Man. So there it is. Makrolos, Haas, Fotado, Webley, Matty T, Geordie Moss in 6th, Pete Dawson in 7th, Dayton 8th, Tony Spence, and Nick Firth rounding out the top 10 there, J-Man.
Yeah, I think no more fitting time. I think Davo to maybe give the viewers an insight to what we're seeing there. Obviously, Mav tuning in from abroad and missing here tonight. I think there's a great opportunity for somebody like Costas up there and Webley to really have a crack at this big domination that Mav's, I guess he's really done a demolition job so far this season. He has won every round. So 361 points there, as you can see from Phil Antoon, aka Maverick there. Now 288 for Brandon Webley, and then 276, so pretty close for second and third. And then back to Firthy, not his best qualifying, still a top 10, but yeah, 225 back there in P4. And then Hendo, 175 points, and then back to Crossland, Fotado, Spence, and then Matty T, Will Dixon rounding out the 10 there in the championship. So, you know, I think great opportunity tonight for the likes of Webley, Macrolos, also Nick Firth. However, he's going to have to do it from a little bit further back. And then also Steve Crossan. You know, we mentioned obviously P13 in the quali here tonight, but we know how well he races. He does move forward in the races.
Yeah,
So,
Firth in fourth there, J-Man, but in a little bit of a gap in the field there. So we've obviously got Mab out in front with second and third relatively close. Then Nick doesn't look like he might catch the guys in front of him, but he has got a bit of a buffer zone back to Hendo and Crossy. But that's where it gets tight again, doesn't it? All through that mid-pack, and we see it all the time. The racing's close, and clearly the points are close as well. But moving down through that list there, J-Man, we've got Worcester in 19th, Geordie Moss in 20th, Aston Hughes, Mitchell Smith, Adrian Kramer, Mark Turbot, Jacob Wadsworth rounding out the 25, Joe Grimmer, Hemi, I don't think around tonight, J-Man, Mr. Bateman, Goddard, Nightingale, Nick Davison rounding out the 30, Harrison Bella, Goebel, I think is in tonight, yes.
Yep.
Phil Davison in one of the other 777 ASR and Z cars, Amos, Louis Vandervent in 35th and 36th, Damien Jones, and not on track tonight. So, yeah, plenty of entries and plenty of guys joining in throughout the series. Can't make it every round, but I bet they wish they did. And that brings me to the next subject, is the sponsorship from Simblacks and the giveaways at the end of the year. There will be a spin of the wheel for a fantastic prize. So Rainlight Racing, very proud to have Simblacks on board for their 2024 GT3 Series 6, giving away a Sim Magic GT Neo wheel.
Yeah,
so don't have to win the championship. You could come last in the championship if you're there on the night and they spin the wheel. They're just going to give this thing away. So big props to Simblacks there. Not only that, but every night, every race night here, J-Man and I actually spin the wheel at the end of the race, and we get to give away $50 of Visa Prezi card every single race night. Once again, thank you Simblacks for all your support there, as well as Crosscut Woodworks, True to Life Racing Designs, Crossy 43, HENDO, and of course MATCHFIT for bringing you all this goodness, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, plenty of racing to go yet as we just get the calendar up there, J-Man. Away from the British tracks next week, and we're off to Kalami, South Africa, bro.
Yeah, no, bit of a fan. Obviously got the sea sausage round the back.
Oh yeah.
Cool. So yeah, still very much an international flavour going on there. Obviously Kyalami Spa, that's a big one. Back to the 2-hour mark there. And then, 60-minute Mount Panorama. Look at that on the calendar, and I think, mate, these guys and girls will absolutely just smash 60 minutes out at Mount Panorama. Good to see plenty of guys tuning in. Appreciate the support. Unfortunate, Mr. Ken Worcester on the finger injury, and welcome aboard to the stream. Good to see Ethan Kale, John Carter, and Stick. Awesome stuff. As we see these guys and girls cycling up, those of you, I guess, that are tuned in and having a bit of a chat, aka John Carter and Warren Baker and Ethan Cale, what's your thoughts, guys, on this track and with what these drivers are facing? Come at us in the comments about the approach to maybe turns 7, 8, 9, and then potentially 10, 12 with hitting those curbs so hard and tyre pressure loss. Do you start the car with the higher pressure in the front, or do you just factor it in that, look, you've got a pit stop in here and maybe you're doing a tyre? Yeah, rest in peace tyre pressure for sure. So, certainly going to be one to, I think there's going to be some really hard luck stories here tonight when it comes to tyre pressures. I feel like that could shape certain parts of the race here tonight. And the other thing as well is obviously not being in the car for a long time myself, and you also, Davo, at this level, GT3 level, you know, is there a way to set the dampeners to stop the shock loading in through the front of the car to maybe help that tyre out as well? You know, there's probably a lot that these guys and girls can do to these cars to sort that out. Now, I will hand it back to you, Davo, for the race start. We are coming around the final corner. Okay, maybe I'll grab it. And we do see them coming round. Haven't got you, Davo. And we got a green flag. Does very much look like an even start from Macrolos and through turn one, Macrolos and Mitchie Haas a little bit wide, going to come under a bit of pressure down the inside as they head down through Denton's into Cascades. But I think, yeah, Fondo tucks in, Webley tucks in also.
Nice work, J-Man. Yes, little Mikey glitch there, but yeah, nice clean start there. J-Man, a little bit close. I think that was Spence in the background, side by side down into two. But yeah, look, Huss and Makalos immediately getting very close through the first couple of corners there. And all intent shown. Oh, as Makalos clips that inside, really pulls it up. Who's that tucked in behind? That's Buttado. It's bunched. Look at that. Webley on the grass.
Now the Mustang.
Wow.
Oh, and I'll tell you what.
Oh, no.
It's so,
so it's got messy.
Macrolos. I'll tell you what. It's an absolute horror down there at turn 10, 11, 12. Hislop's.
Look, and we called it in qualifying, J-Man. That is the killer chicane, particularly in the first opening laps of the race here. And we've seen it time and time again. Big contact. We saw Mav overtaking, not Mav, should I say, Webley, making two positions and then not being able to stop that Mustang running across the infield. Looks like he's redressed that. But what a messy start, J-Man. As you see Hendo going back down. What is going on? That was one of the craziest starts we have seen at Rainlight for a long time, J-Man.
Yeah, there's plenty of quotes there. Max Verstappen.
There's Max Strap-on. Yeah.
Oh,
no, as Hughes goes around in the background. Oh, who's gone off with him? Oh, it's still going on. No. It might be Turbot. Hang on, let me see if we can get a replay on that.
I think it was Turbot, mate. It was. Pretty sure it was.
Okay, we'll just pick up on Turbot's car here as he comes out. Oh, it was actually the Milo car that got loose in front of him and took evasive action. It just got messier and messier. And then the McLaren back across track. It looked like it might have been Grimmer getting in contact with that. And also, I don't know who that was. I think it was Nightingale in one of the Ferraris there. J-Man, very, very messy situation at the beginning of lap 2. We thought lap 1 was crazy. Well, well. But wait, we have more.
Yeah, look, great opportunity here for Mitchie Haas just to check out, and then especially while Webley is starting to put a pressure to the back of Costas. I think, you know, the longer those guys battle on, better it is for Mitchie to go out there and check out and try and do his thing. He clearly showed that he's got great one-lap pace, so we're about to find out how good the race pace of that car is. A great start from Matty T, currently sitting P4, Pete Dawson.
As we see Gogol in the pits, J-Man, one of those cars to get...
Earthy was in there as well, mate.
Yeah, look, a couple of guys just coming on the scene, and they just had nowhere to go, did they? There was cars going everywhere, and even the drivers themselves were literally passengers in these cars as they speared back onto the track. So very much has changed the dynamic of the race now, J-Man, with quite a few guys and all girls, you know, out of position.
Yeah, hey, look, there's a great battle stemming from Matty T back to, well, effectively Gunther Rowe and Crossland will be very much on the back of that any moment now as well. So that's the better part of a good 6 cars, 7 cars going at it at the moment. So that's going to carry on for a fair while, I think. But in the interim, yeah, Webley just tucked in behind Macrolos. These guys often referencing in the chit-chat we've had with them in the last couple of weeks about being able to read the part number of each other's rear quarter.
Very familiar with the taillight part numbers, I think.
Yeah, nothing's changed there. It's Macrolos' turn at the moment to lead. And this is the way that they finished last week with Macrolos, I believe, in front of Webley. So, yeah, so...
And mind you, he did have to chase Webley down, got the pressure on him and waited for the mistake, and and Webley had nothing for him once he was past. So an interesting race. It'll be interesting to see whether Webley can keep up with that car.
Yeah, so I'm just watching Crossland at the back. He's just trying to tag onto the back of Gunther Rowe and not making, probably lost a little bit in the last lap. So I'm just wondering what the mindset is for Crossland and how he's approaching the start of this race. Whether or not he's just building into this one.
Yep.
Is up a few spots. I tell you what, I'm interested in the 777 car of Jordan Moss from this position for peace at the moment.
Absolutely,
just to see what he can make of this race with a better starting position tonight.
Oh, for sure. Like I said, a couple of guys, you know, gifted a few positions here and there as we just pick up on Spence, who's this little group of cars here. We got Grimmer, Spence, Kim, and Firth all tangled up in that stuff. We've seen Gobel go to the pits with damage, and I think the other one was Turbot, also tangled up in that. So there's a fairly good chunk of the field there that are in recovery mode now. J-Man, as the battle continues up the front. Dayton, like you mentioned, who was that? Dixon behind him with a big wriggle out of one. But Dayton tucked in behind Jordan Moss, and that is the mid-pack fight. You can see there that the front three just rolling through, and the camera's focused now. And look at that train of cars.
Get the replay on Macrolos. He's done the island curve.
Oh, no.
Where does that do for Macrolos? How many positions does he lose? He's now come in the thick of it with Dayton, Dixon.
Oh, did he get the gap? Did he get the gap, J-Man?
He got the gap. He's hit the gap.
Oh, man, that is scary. Now, that puts him just in front of Gunther Rowe and hasn't. That now changed the race. Look, Oulton, mate, is it delivering tonight? We have still got over an hour and 50 minutes of this to go.
Pete Dawson behind Matty T then just came out of effectively the last corner. Super sideways. Was it the last corner? No, it wasn't. Sorry, it was actually coming out.
Out of the one before it, the right hand.
It was out of Druids. Yeah, it was out of Druids, and he was super sideways behind Matty D.
Let's see if we can pick that one up on the replay. J-Man, we might be a bit late for that one actually.
No, you should be right. I think you're going to get it.
We get back to the action, but now Macrolos thrown in the middle of that pack of cars we were just talking about before he took the little gap exit there. And look at this gap. Look at this battle here. This is a hell mid-pack. Jordan Moss, Dayton, Dixon, Macrolos now joined in. We've got Gunther Rowe and Crossland, who we were just talking about. Crossland actually making some gains now on Rowe. And then in behind that, we've got another fairly healthy group of cars. Ashton.
Otto on Hughes. Oh, had a big look.
He's
still having a big look.
Hughes wide, out the marble.
And who's that? That's Goddard.
That's Goddard tucked in behind. So nice move from Frodo. We know how quick that thing is through that kink before they run down into the hairpin there, J-Man. So nice work there.
Oh, look at this pack. Dawson,
it's epic.
Dayton, Dixon, Macrolos, Rowe, Crossland. That is going to be an absolute frantic battle for
Oh,
the
mate,
I don't know how long, but it's going to go on.
It's fizzing now already. Like I said, we have got an hour and 50 minutes yet to go. So, look, if that's the first 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, that's worth a bloody like and subscribe, I'll tell you. And get involved with what's going on at Rainlight. Discord links are in the description on the video. On the stream there, so yeah, get amongst it, mate. Look, this
Moss
is
just
epic
posted
stuff.
the fastest lap of the race too, I might add.
Wow.
33.917 to be the quickest car out there.
Is he just trying to put some distance between himself and
Dayton?
Yeah, the rest of that angry pack there. He's got Dawson in the Bentley in front of him. Look, with cutting times like that, J-Man, I would suspect he's got Dawson's measure if he can get past that Bentley, and that puts him.
Matty T. Is that a mechanical?
What happened there? Let's see if we can.
That might be a mechanical. She's dropping a few gifts already for Dawson and Moss. Albeit they are travelling at a good rate of speed. Obviously with 33.9.
Well, yeah, Moss particularly, J-Man. So, look, and so notably now, we've got Makalos and Matty T down in that mid-pack of the field there.
Yep. Matty T going all the way back.
She's got way back, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she's just tucked in behind Goddard now as they round up the final corner. Fodolo's done a good job. He went a long way back after that early incident down there, and he was as far back as I think I saw him back at P16 or 17. He's up to P10. Got a whole lot of fresh air in front of him, and he's got around about 2.3 seconds to make to try and get to the back across him, but he is closing that gap down pretty quickly because Shane Fodolo now holds the fastest lap of the race on a 33.5, so a ton of pace.
He's coming. He's
on the 5.85
yeah.
McLaren. We've got YouTubey things happening by the look of it, but we shall press on anyhow.
Looking good at our end, J-Man.
Okay, mate. Looks good. Yeah, so once again, I'm just monitoring the gap. It was hovering between 2.2 to 2.8 seconds. Mitchie Haas out to Brandon Webley. Now, Webley got that down to 1.6, and that'll be to the tune of Haas doing a 34.0 versus Webley's 33.7 last lap around. So nothing wrong with the 33.7 from Brandon Webley. So starting to find his form and his pace as we progress into this race a little bit further. Early days though, Davo. So
definitely, J-Man, and so much going on already.
Yeah, I'm really eyeing up Macrolos really working over the back of Dixon now.
Yeah, so. Dixon holding his line really well. I've seen Makalos show the nose there a couple of times in the Ferrari, and yeah, Dixon not phased. He knows this very flowy track, Oulton, J-Man, apart from the couple of little chicanes thrown in for good measure. But yeah, very difficult to get an advantage without a mistake. So the overlap will be difficult to manage. That pack, although it has spread a little, is still a very hotly paced pack, and so just the slightest of slip-ups anywhere we'll see a position change out of those. What is there, 6 of them there?
Yep. Oh, unlucky Hendo having a throttle issue, so mechanical for Hendo there, taking him out of this one. But yeah, go Dawson. He is in a strong position now. Give you a bit of an update on that battle between Mitchie Haas and Brandon Webley. I can tell you now there's 5k an hour difference between that Mustang and that McLaren. Brandon Webley does have the highest terminal speed through the speed trap here already tonight at 232k an hour versus somebody like Mitchie Haas has got 227k an hour. So a fair difference on the 5k an hour might not sound like a lot, but you wind them up side by side and it'll seem like you're standing still if that thing's right beside you.
Absolutely, J-Man. As we see Davison off.
Phil Davison, yeah, Berthie just goes around the outside there, so not sure what.
So I think Davison looking for a move on Turbot. We just pick it up on the replay, J-Man, in the second chicane there. Got it all wrong and made him vulnerable. Little tag on the side with with Bertie there, which
Yep.
actually put Davison around. So unlucky for Davison there. Looking for a move and loses one position there.
Ooh, Webley down to 1.2 seconds, starting to really close in on the leader of this race. Also, that battle rages on between Dawson, Moss, Dayton has actually caught them up. You talked about, you know, earlier on, Moss trying to get away from Dayton and you know, bridge the gap there, and but Dayton seems to be the other driver that wants to go with. So yeah, last lap round fastest car on track once again was still Fodado, so he was quickest car around on lap 9 out of 33.7. So heaps of pace on the 585 car.
And Dixon under a load of pressure from Macalos again. J-Man, this is not going to go anywhere soon. Macalos very much in recovery mode after splitting the gap down there at the hairpin, and there he is.
Gets a good run as they head up here to the final corner.
And he gets it done, J-Man. 101 pass there. That is Gunter
Road.
Yep, tucked in behind. He wants to go with.
So that's an important pass for Macrolos, because now he'll be able to just have that fresh air and start focusing up the road on the Dayton car, who I have been watching over the last 2 laps. And albeit I mentioned he was really starting to chase down Jordan Moss, the car looks very nervous, very loose on corner exit.
Yeah, also, who did I just spot there? Crossland on Hughes as well, getting very heated as well. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Rowe goes on Dixon after just watching that textbook move from Macrolos there. Jordan Moss, this trio here, they are pretty well 4 tenths apart. They're just bam. Look at them all.
Macrolos coming in hot. He's going to be on the back of that pack very shortly.
Very quickly, J-Man. Once now, he's cleared Dixon there, and just trying to keep it tidy here. I think we've got cameras on Moss at the moment there. Just a little bit of a slip up through the left part of the second chicane there. And it's it's so critical. Dawson just pulls about 5 car lengths because of it. Dayton just ever so close to the rear wing of Jordan Moss now.
Yeah, Webley 0.6. Slambo can still get on the podium. Anything's possible. It is a long race. He's starting to close in on the back of Gunther. He dispatched Hughesy in 10th. He's working his way forward to the road. Dixon, Macrolos, Paddle.
So Turbot on Kramer, and Kramer off track there, J-Man.
Oh, he was too, yep. Rotated it round there, unfortunately, and that leaves Danny Kim to round him up at pace as well.
Oh, yeah, so Kramer unforced. A little bit of pressure from behind there from Turbot, but just gets the wheels out of the grass. It's so easy to do here at Oulton through that right-hander, J-Man. Crossland, Goddard, and I think it's Matty T, all in close succession as well. That is... Who is that just...
Goddard.
Okay.
Yeah, so Goddard just in front of Matty T, Crossland just in front of him.
And then Hughesy, yep.
As well, so... Webley still at that 0.6. Feel like the strong suit is if he can get out of turn 3 Cascades, heading down Lakeside, heading towards Island Bend. If he can get that set up, he'll be there or thereabouts. But Mitchie Haas doing a great job from the front at the moment.
Yeah, look, oh man, they had that little fight, Haas and Macrolos throughout that first couple of laps there. Macrolos coming out on top. It was interesting. And then Webley tucked in behind Macrolos, and then it just went absolutely crazy. The race has really been turned on its head, and what a well, not great for the drivers, but great for the viewers. And the comms team up here really has changed the dynamic of this race, and it will make it very exciting for the next hour and 40 minutes, J-Man, here in Rainlight Racing's 2024
Gunther Rowe
GT3 series.
Looking good on Dixon at the moment. I mean, this is a Pro-Am driver surrounded by pro drivers at the moment. He's putting all sorts of pressure on the Aston Martin of Dixon. And, you know, this section of racetrack they're in now, when they come out of turn 12, Nickelbrook there and head up Play Hill, you know, we talked about the way that the cars could get that horrible bounce off the curb, and that's the opportunity. We saw Webley get the driver up the outside, lap 1, coming up there. Obviously couldn't do anything with it, couldn't arrest the car. Actually, it was coming out of 9 up the hill to 10, 11, 12, and then couldn't arrest the car. But that's where big gains can be made on this racetrack.
Absolutely, J-Man. But look, we're just talking about Gunther. We have him on screen at the moment. But look who is coming fast as Makalos did before the current fastest lap holder.
Yeah, and he was fastest car on track last lap around again also. So he's consistently setting that consistent race pace. So 33.7 to be fastest again. He was a 34.1 being the fastest the lap before. Now a 33.7. He has got heaps of pace. Lead battle is hot there, Ethan Cale. It is Webley 0.3 of a second on Mitchie Haas, so that's heated up, so look for a move shortly there, or potential you know, attack there from Webley. He's close enough now to actually fire an attack on him. Look how close he is through the chicane here. Look for the drive up the hill. We saw how strong he was here in lap 1.
And we know how much grunt the bloody Mustang's got as well, J-Man, so...
Yep. And so, you know, that's possibly another strong suit. We saw him pass 2 cars and 1 straight up there at the start of the race, so he just needs to get that set up. I've watched the McLaren, the 66 McLaren of Mitchie Haas down through Cascade, where I thought maybe the straight line speed down between turns 3 and 4 of Webley might have been a good option, but the McLaren just gets off of turn 3 way too quickly for the Mustang to use its straight line speed. However, the horsepower up the hill could be the option for Webley. You're most welcome, Ethan. It was a good call. It was about time that we did have a look at them. It was 3 tenths then. It's back out to 6 tenths. Moss and Dawson, that's 5 tenths of a second difference. Fodderdo on Rowe, that's 3 tenths. He's starting to line up an attack now with Shane Fodderdo on the 580 Mustang of Gunther Rowe. So that is a spicy little battle now.
Yeah, and look, one we definitely expected, J-Man, with Fodderdo in damage control as well. Multiple people in recovery mode.
Here we go.
Look. Saw, we could see in the foreground there, Moss starting to put all sorts of pressure on Dawson as well, J-Man.
Yeah.
He knows Fodderdo will be coming. Look, that is such a quick pack of cars there.
Yeah, so look for Fodderdo to try and maybe set this car up coming out of 7, 8, 9 here, get the run up over the hilltop. The Mustang is pretty good in this section of the racetrack, but if you can get the car on the right line, he's a little bit wide through 8, coming out at 9, doesn't get the drive.
Oh, Dayton, Makalos past Dayton.
Oh, he just did get him, yep.
Just picked that up on the replay, yeah, that's out of the first chicane.
Yep, 7, 8, 9. Just fires it out to the outside as they come down the hill.
And now Jordan Moss will be in his crosshairs, J-Man. And look, clearly Makalos on a mission here after that little unforced error. And look, he's...
Oh, Rowe gets sideways out of the final turn. Fodderdo will have a good look here down to turn 1. Backs out of it. I'll tell you what, it was really, really close because he's got Rowe under all sorts of pressure now.
Oh yeah, so Rowe just feeding the gas on there. He didn't wick it up, but just got it wide and out in the dirty stuff. Gathers it up.
Exit speed there from the McLaren.
But he will be feeling the pressure, J-Man. This is very, very close stuff here.
Uber close. You can just see the Mustang having to use a lot more road than the McLaren down through Island Bend.
And Fodderdo really committed.
Right over the back of him now. An absolute shadow.
Mustang dealing with the curbs relatively well there. I think
they're going to round up Dixon
here.
So we saw this the lap before. This is how Macrolos passed Dayton. Can Gunther Rowe send it down there?
Oh, and he's got it done. Just
Gets it down there.
Little bit of painting shows it might have hit the mirrors there, but very, very tidy pass, J-Man.
Yeah, beautiful driving. Obviously, may have looked up the road a lap before and seen the way that Macrolos did it on Dayton and thought that's a good option.
And uses the power. I mean, look, Dixon got a little bit of a curly exit on the chicane before, but yeah. Gunther Rowe using the power of the Mustang.
Yep.
Yeah, Goddard on Hughes.
Yeah, Goddard on Hughes is a good battle. Yeah, good call, Warren. Haven't reached to that one tonight, but yeah, track cuts will be a factor. We saw a fair bit of it.
We just saw a couple of penalties come up. We've got a 10-second on Tony Spence, Jay.
Okay, so there must have been something there. Race control has decided to enforce 10-second there.
Yep. Webley still close to Haas, but Haas has got his measure, J-Man. Look, he's got a bit of a gap there now. And without a mistake, he's really showing some good form there.
Yeah, once again, and I think for this spot of the racetrack that they're in now, this is the danger zone. We've seen a couple of passes in quick succession be made there. I think that's a good option if you can get out of there.
Faraday Road.
Yeah, it's the same piece of racetrack. Seems to be where a lot of the passing's happening.
And now because they cleared Dixon with the slightest of mistakes down there.
Oh, Webley on Haas was super close. He's got to run here. He's close enough. He's going to use the horsepower. Goes to the outside move. Drag race down to the final turn. He'll be on the outside line.
Oh, he's got it.
Around the outside.
What happened there?
Now look, it was all about the runoff for Druids there as they came up the hill out of.
Got a bit of a wriggle. Yeah, he got a bit of a wriggle through the right-hander before they go under the bridge here down to the final corner. Speed was compromised. He literally let Webley go. Look, I still think that race is definitely not over yet, J-Man. Faraday passed Rowe as well. We'll try and pick up a replay on that one as well. So plenty of action going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Rowe with the wriggle. Faraday with the wriggle behind him. Rowe's clearly a bigger out of the two. And Faraday pokes down the inside, slightest bit of contact there.
So that's that Druids right-hander as they head round the back sector after Clay Hill. They come up through the water tower turn forward and they tip it into 15 there and just getting really, really slow. It's quite a high-speed turn. So maybe the left rear of that Mustang just starting to suffer a little bit. What are we, half an hour in?
Yes, pretty close. Okay, so now, look, where do we look, J-Man? We've still got this Jordan Moss, Pete Dawson battle going on. Macrolos slowly chipping away at that with Moss sandwiched in between. Haas on Webley.
Hughesy sideways. Goddard's going to size him up here. He's going to go around the outside. This is this move we've seen down the hill again. Can he hold this outside line into turn 10, 11, 12?
Oh, he's giving him plenty of space.
So a great option.
The overlap was there. They've got to give him the space, don't they, J-Man?
Yes, they do. Yeah, it does appear to be open pit stops here tonight, Warren. So it's whatever the drivers need. We have seen cars already come to the pit lane for various reasons, but yeah, I think 2 hours here, on fuel and the tyre will be a pretty special. Oh, look at this. Hughesy coming back on Goddard now. Down to the final turn. Gets out of it. Goddard sweeps around on the 96. McLaren around the outside. Macrolos now, Davo, really starting to apply the blowtorch as well to Moss and
Dawson. Moss to Dawson as well, J-Man. So, look, Moss will be feeling vulnerable there because he's got nowhere to go. As we just look out of the front of Will Dixon's car on Gunther Rowe. Gunther now struggling with that Mustang a little bit as it tyres phase. Oh, mate, where do we look? There is so much going on here tonight at Oulton Park. In Rainlight Racing's GT3 Series 6. and Makalos off track out of the second chicane, J-Man, and just throwing out the door some very hard laps to get back up on the back of Jordan Moss. So yeah, he's got all that work to regain.
Look, I'm going to send out the pigeons. And
send the pigeons out.
Yeah, there's a guy that can always have a chat to us. I'll try and pick him up at the best possible moment. I'll let him come through Druids now and get onto the straight and just have a quick talk to him when he gets a moment and without upsetting his concentration. Steve Crossan, you got us on comms?
Yeah, mate. There you go.
Mate, good, mate. Out there currently sitting in P10, cycling around. Last lap round was a 34.3. How's the race going, buddy?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, no major mistakes. I made one little error, but I definitely thought I'd be like top 7 or 8. So to be starting back in 13th, I was a bit taken back, pace of everyone. So, but race plan was just to run my own race, take it easy, stay safe, and keep out of trouble. So I'm glad to be in clear air at the moment.
Yeah, okay. Now talk to us live, Crossy, about A, potentially track cuts on this track here tonight, and B, the big question is tyre pressures smashing those curbs at 7, 8, 9.
Yep. So I've been doing laps all week, and like this one here, just giving that one a nudge like that, and it's been fine.
Okay.
If you get it too hard or hit it at the wrong angle, you could possibly do get some pressure loss. Cuts, different story. A few guys cutting this one. I don't normally cut that one. The track cuts are a funny one. It's only a couple of spots that'll get you.
Turn 1.
Yep, turn 1, definitely. I've got one so far, and that was actually on the final turn, which is a bit surprising. But
I was going to say, coming out of Lodge Corner, turn 16, that's another one that tends to invite you to get very wide on the exit, Crossy.
Yeah, and that one there I just went through as well, under the Oulton Park Bridge.
Druids, yeah.
Druids, yeah. No, hey, looking good out there, you know, not your best qualifying, Crossy, but we know you move forward. There's still the better part of just under an hour and a half to go. You're currently sitting in the top 10. We did see you apply a little bit of pressure. As we speak, Makalos got Moss.
Makalos on Moss, and Dixon putting pressure on Rowe, J-Man.
Yeah, so... definitely still plenty of time to move forward, Crossy.
Definitely, that's what I'm hoping to do.
All right, mate. Well, go well out there, mate. We are still watching in the Simblacks car. Well done, buddy.
Cheers, boys. Thank you.
Thanks, Crossy. So, yes, plenty going on. Quick chat with Steve Crossan there in the number 43 Simblacks Honda. J-Man, thanks again for Simblacks giving away at the end of the year a Sim Magic GT Neo wheel. Awesome stuff, spin of the wheel stuff. You don't have to be at the pointy end. Could be anywhere in the field to win that thing.
Dawson just catching up to the back of Uncle Joe here. Blue flags are waving, and Dawson looking to try and round him up. Joe not really accommodating the situation at the moment, and I tell you what,
I thought that was Haas.
No,
it's Dawson. Very similar cars. Very similar cars. Okay, so Joe now aware, and a little bit of a train of cars here. Obviously, Makalos just sneaking past Jordan Moss there off camera, and Dawson now with plenty to think about with Makalos with the crosshairs on the back of that Bentley.
Yeah, Dixon on row still going on in the background as well. That's a really, really spirited battle.
That is a hot battle, that one.
Yeah. Oh, Makalos! Big replay on Makalos. Gets it wrong.
And he missed the gap. He missed the gap this time.
So I wonder how much the lap car of Joe Grimmett actually played into that, because he was trying to round that car up. We'll get a replay up and see.
Oh, yeah. So it looked unforced. He didn't have any overlap. Just chipped it in a little bit late. J-Man gets that little bit of grass. You know what that corner's like. Unfortunate error.
That takes him back.
Way back.
To P9.
Yeah.
Maybe further, actually. Let me look. No,
it's P9. P9. And with potentially a damaged car there, J-Man. That has taken a whole bunch of pressure off Moss
But look at
and
the
Dawson. Moss now still
and
trying to
Dayton
round
still
up.
can't get this lap car rounded up. So
Okay, there we go. Blue flags are waving. That is Funado. That's actually just tagged immediately onto the back of that now. And
yeah, look,
he'll want to.
Fundado's favour for sure.
Well, he'll want to make short work of that as well as he just ducks it round.
Yeah. Oh, there'll be plenty of red mist there from Macrolos, and I think also Moss and Dayton as well would have wanted that
to happen a bit quicker.
To have got out the way quicker. But anyway, such is racing live now. Oh, and who is that? That is Uncle Joe around at turn 3.
Yep.
Oh, Macrolos comes down through Cascades, turn 3, incredibly sideways that lap round. I wonder if that car's carrying a fair bit of damage on the left, the right-hand side of the car, because he put it in the fence pretty hard.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, J-Man, if that car's got damage. It looks a little bit beaten there after pretty well just like slamming 90 degrees sideways into the wall. So that
Shane Fodado, big move down the inside.
And he gets it done. Oh, it's not over yet, J-Man.
It's not over. No, they're both sideways through there.
Oh, it's still on. It's still on. A little bit of overlap there. Is contact there. Both around.
Who's going to gain? Gunther Rowe, Will Dixon gain out of that.
As those guys get it all back together here, that is Macrolos just sneaking past as well on the Dayton car. J-Man, that was messy.
Yeah, be interested to see how the race stewards work that one out, how that plays out.
We'll get a replay of this. So, Funado forcing the move early on. No contact at all until they start to exit here. And the slightest a tap on the rear quarter, Dayton's car from Funado.
Yep.
And then both of them off track, and as you can clearly see there, a train of cars sneaking through there. Has this race, it has got it all tonight, J-Man. Oh my,
absolutely.
my.
So I'm just looking, is that so Dawson just got the measure over Moss at the moment, just managed to stretch out that a little bit. I think that was an aid of
Macrolos in the pit, sorry to interrupt, Jamie.
Okay, so did he must have driven that back, did he?
Well, he did a couple of laps in it first. He did it.
Okay.
And it was, I don't think he's escaped to pits. He's still in position, so.
Yep.
So, look, where do we look, J-Man?
Well, Goddard Hughes has gone on for pretty much the better part of the whole race so far, and I mean, you got to give it to both these guys.
Well, it's Goddard. Goddard and Hughes there. Well, that's Gunther Rowe in front of who? We've got cameras on. Hang on, where are we at? Same Fodado.
So P10 and 11.
It's Will Dixon, Gunther Rowe we're looking at the moment, and you got Goddard and Hughes as well. J-Man, you mentioned in the Porsche and the McLaren.
Yeah, that's been going on for quite some time. There's a little bit of air gap, but you just see there the way the Porsche got the bounce. Oh, and then the McLaren
got the bounce. And wasn't it a big one too? It nearly looked like a freaking wheelbarrow there for a bit.
Yep. So, and it's just those are the little things. Those are those tiny little errors that get made. You look at the run. Look at the run the McLaren's got now. And he winds it up heading down through the Warwick Bridge straight there, down into the final turn.
And under all sorts of pressure is Hughes, and we've seen this lap after lap.
But as you mentioned, Dixon Rowe, that's a great battle going on. And once again,
they're the two battles on track at the moment, J-Man. It's that Goddard Hughes and Rowe, Dixon and Rowe. Very heated stuff from all involved there.
So Macrolos repaired that car. Car looks all pretty again. Come back out. Currently P15, but a long way down. A good minute and 29 seconds behind the leader of this race. So the better part of nearly a lap. So if that's the deal, Macrolos is there. He's coming out of the final turn. Where is the leader, Webley? He is coming down to the final turn. So that is the distance between where Macrolos is and P15 versus Brandon Webley in the 26 Mustang in first place after that unscheduled pit stop to repair damage. So Mitchy Haas doing a great job hanging on. Got about 2.5 seconds back from Webley now, so he's still doing a brilliant job there. And Dawson, as I mentioned, after rounding up Uncle Joe a couple of laps ago, has managed to stretch out about a 2.5 second lead over Jordan Moss. And I will keep my eye on the six odd second marker that it is up the road to Mitchy Haas from Dawson.
Yep. So Dawson, so currently Webley in first position. He looks like he's lapped all the way up to about P17 or 16. Yep. As well, J-Man, Mitchy Haas in second, Pete Dawson in the Bentley currently in third, Geordie Boss in fourth, Gunther Rowe in fifth, Will Dixon, Shane Fotterdo in seventh with the current quickest lap on track at the moment. Matty Dayton, Steve Crossland sneaking into the top 10 there in the Simblacks number 42 Honda, and Ashton Hughes in the first Porsche there, J-Man running at the top 10.
Yeah, around 3 retirements from this race, and then also Tony Spence going into the pits possibly 10 or so laps ago and not coming back out as well. So attrition pretty big here at Oulton Park tonight. We knew it would be a tough one. I thought it had come more down to tyre pressure, but lots and lots of feeling out there. We've seen a bit of contact. We've seen certainly some amazing passes. I think the spot tonight would definitely be between Britain's up the hilltop there, heading down to turn 10, where we just saw a little bit of contact between Fotterdo and Dayton. So that's a real hot spot tonight between 9 and 10. Just the drive out of 9, up and over the hill, dropping down into 10. Brilliant piece of racetrack, and plenty of passes made there. Also, as you mentioned earlier, turn 15, Druids Corner, the right-hander.
Yep.
Get a little bit sideways there with car right on the bumper, and gives them a great opportunity down to Lodge Corner at turn 16. So
Yep.
certainly not a one-line track here. Plenty of passing has gone on.
Definitely, J-Man, as we got cameras on Hughes there, and Hughes Goddard battle there, and Hughes not looking comfortable in the Porsche there. A little bit of understeer or push starting to develop in that car as maybe those front tyres sort of phase through. But yeah, looking a little more vulnerable to Goddard again this lap. So yeah, that is definitely not over.
Oh, Gunther Rowe sideways out of turn 12. Nickaprop heading up Clay Hill now. Up 13, 14, heading towards the water tower. He just got a really horrible kick out of turn 12, and it's just allowed Dixie to really start applying the blowtorch, and he needs to, because look who's in the back of shot. Shane Fotterdo trying to join the party again.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, it's shaping up. These guys have been line astern for a good portion of the race now, and
yeah,
just think Gunther Rowe just letting that car float out wide. Crossland talked live just before about the 2 danger spots, one being turn 1, and the second danger spot for a track cut would be that final turn. Look at the drive of the Aston Martin.
Yeah.
Out of turn 1, coming down the hill, heading towards turn 3's Cascades.
And now Gunther, we've seen him under this pressure pretty well the whole race, J-Man. So
Yep.
yeah, really keeping a clear head here and staying focused as he pushes that Mustang once again down into the hairpin. Oh!
Fotterdo's going to capitalise here.
Yeah, it sneaks past Dixon
Opportunistic
there.
move.
So, a little bit of a tag there. Gunther, really well managed there,
Oh,
J-Man, and
a little bit of a
another little
tag.
bit of a tag there.
Yeah,
Fotterdo, Fotterdo's giving him the hurry up. Yeah, a little bit of a slip there as well from
Look
the
at the
Mustang.
horsepower of the Mustang. So nothing from the stewards about the Dayton Fotterdo incident a few laps ago has come up on my telemetry. So stewards may be thinking that that was fair play. Both decided to go at it down through that section of the racetrack. Dayton is a couple of spots back. He is trying to claw back and get into this paddle. He is some 4.2 seconds off the back of Dixie. So, but
Yeah,
Shane
working hard.
Fotterdo on the move again.
Yes, and look, you can just see in shot every now and then, that's Jordan Moss just trying to keep the nose. Oh, no, it's not. That's Phil Davison's car. I think they're just rounding up there with Jordy Moss out with a bit of a gap there. And
you look at the
he'll be enjoying that, but look at the exit speed of the Aston, J-Man, like you were going to mention.
No, I'm saying look at the exit speed out of here, Cascades of Shane Fodderdo. You look at the way that this thing will drive off this corner. The Mustang will have the drive down the straight, but the mid to exit speed, I think, of the McLarens all night long out of that turn 3 has looked good. I think particularly Shane Fodderdo's car, and then when Moss was actually with Dawson, I thought Moss looked strong down between turn 3 and 4.
Yep. This is the battle on track at the moment, J-Man. Viewers, 100%. Keep an eye on this.
Goddard Hughes still only separated by 0.7 of a second, so I'll keep you updated with that. But yeah, as you mentioned, so I think Rowe, Fodderdo, Dixie, that's a great battle going on. Heaps of respect.
Yeah, plenty of respect, J-Man. It's been a very heated race, J-Man. Spirited, I think I heard you mention. It couldn't be a truer word spoken.
Practicing diplomacy, mate.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Out the road, super sideways out of the final turn. What does that do?
Here we go.
Fodderdo super close. He would have seen it. Right in front of him. And come down the hill. It's as close as you can get without losing sight of the apex through the next section of corners. Once again, this is the section I thought the McLaren looked really, really good. Gets a good drive, but the horsepower of the Mustang once again just holds him at bay.
Oh, sorry, I literally hold my breath, I think, just as they come through.
When they come through Island Bend.
Mate, you just never know whether they've actually got it hooked or not. And especially when they're in close proximity, there may be a little bit of aero wash and or just being unsighted on your turn in. And here we go.
Here. Where does he go? Fakes to the inside.
He's not going to do it.
No.
Well, he did come unstuck there not that long ago.
Him and Matty Dayton.
On Dayton.
And Dayton is closing in on this battle.
Yeah, he's not that far behind still. Both of those guys were recovering fairly quickly from that little faux pas there. There's a little wrestling match that was going on there, wasn't it, J-Man?
Yeah, look, it was an agreement on real estate, I feel, so.
Agreement or disagreement?
Both. So,
as again, look, this just carries Fodderdo just working over the back of the Gorilla Racing. A Mustang there of Gunther Rowe as he gets an awkward bounce off the inside whipple strip there.
And look at the Aston Martin down the inside, quick as you like, mate. That's
all. Look, it was just an awkward bounce, J-Man. We saw it as we looked over the rear wing of Rowe's car there, and there it is on the replay there. Quick snapshot. And the Aston pass. And we know the driver that the Aston... Oh, mate.
Sorry, mate, just got to give you an update. The Dawson car caught Kramer car in an awkward spot coming through 789, and that really closed the gap for the Moss car. Went from 2.1 seconds to 1.3 very quickly. So if Moss can round up this Kramer car in a better spot, he may be able to just close that gap down a little bit. It was pretty static. Oh, Dayton starting to close. Oh, who was that in the background that I saw? Was that... I got a feeling that was...
So Moss looks like he's going to clear the Kramer Ferrari fairly snappily there, J-Man.
It was the Goddard Hughes battle still going on. Oh. Sorry, mate. I keep going back to it because it is just... It's as good as the Gunther Rowe, Will Dixon, Shane Fodderdo. It's that close. Obviously, there's the two of them out there, and they are holding down P10 and 11, so it's a great result for Hughesy and Goddard at the moment.
Well, they're racing with the top 10, aren't they? Like that's the 10th position may as well be first sometimes, isn't it, J-Man? When you're racing a field that is this fast. So, yeah, look, these guys have been hard at it. We saw what we thought was the tyres phasing a little bit in the front of the Porsche there, and look, really working hard, as is Gunther Rowe, because just under loads of pressure. You know, like Hughes has been under pressure for pretty well the whole race, and look at how tight this is getting now with the Rowe Dixon Fontano battle. Yeah, we've seen some change of positions. Awkward little exit there for Rowe, makes him vulnerable to the Aston. The Aston showing.
I hold my breath every time they come up through here. Look at the way that Gunther Rowe just got the bounce through the middle, and you know, really, Fontano a couple of laps before had to get out of the throttle as he just grabbed the rear bumper a little bit because he got a better run through the middle. But it's all a timing issue as they come down out of there. And then same here, you know, they can easily get a bad kick coming out of here. And the car can bounce.
Oh, definitely. As we see, like you see, in the back of shot, look way back there. And that is Dayton coming. He wants to get back in this fight, and he is not that far away, J-Man, with Dixon there with a little bit of a wriggle.
I tell you what, Goddard was lining up Hughesy down into 10, 11, 12 that last time through. He was having a good look. But yeah, once again, Fontano eyeing up Dixie.
We'll get back onto that Hughes Goddard battle intermittently, J-Man, because that is the other ding-dong that is going on here in this race. It's the trio up the top of Gunther Rowe, Will Dixon, Shane Fontano, and Matt Dayton. Oh, here we go. Oh, there was Goddard showing the nose again, with the Porsche just being a little bit awkward off the corner, which is just a Porsche thing, I think, anyway. And again, oh no, he's gone wide. Goddard and around.
Oh no, I tell you what, who's he going to be susceptible? Where is Turbot? No, he's nowhere close. Goddard, as he's recovering, gets it back on, and that takes away what was such a great battle for so long. So he'll be filthy with that. And I tell you what, Dixon has pulled away from Fontano just slightly here, and he's gone back on maximum attack on Rowe. And Dayton really starting to hone in on the back of Fontano now too. So
well, look, it doesn't surprise me. Dayton's clawed back there. He wants to have another crack at Fontano, I'm sure. You know, like let's go, you know, version 2 on that passing move, and just wait for that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Because it will be coming. But Dixon really showing a really clear head here tonight. Fontano passed, but then with a little bit of a mistake, Dixon just made it happen and sneaked straight back past.
And you look at that. So just up the road there from Gunther Rowe, that's cost us macro loss in P15.
Yep.
So shows you the pace that these guys are travelling at. Man, that's super close through there. Shane Fontano equally as close at the start of that chicane as, look, Dixie's got a run here. Where does he go? Inside, outside?
Again, these guys go at it. Second chicane is just delivering lap after lap.
Look at that. They exit there. I think both Rowe and Dixie got a great drive out of 12 that time, heading up to 13, 14. Then they'll come through Druids, this fast right hand of 15, looking to not get it too sideways off the exit. Nice and straight for all of them. Dayton and watching brief. Macrolos, now he is trying to round up Adrian Kramer there for P14. So he got a half a second to him on a recovery mission. This was a night where the likes of Webley and Macrolos are looking to make big gains on Maverick. Webley is doing that. He is out there to the tune of 6.6 seconds out the front. Just rounds up the car of Danny Kim. And then I think the next one he'll have on that is Mr. Goebel as well. So lapping well through the field now, Brandon Webley. Mitchie Haas doing a good job. Pete Dawson, Jordan Moss separated by 1.8 seconds still. So that's kind of plateaued out, but it's back to this Rowe, Dixon, Frodeau, Dayton. The 4-car trio all battling for P5.
Yeah, big race for these boys tonight, J-Man. They have been well in the thick of it, pretty well from green flag dropping. Gunther will be sweating bullets, I suspect, by now as we wind down. Well, look, we're nearly halfway as we wind down to the first hour. Still another hour to go, and it has been epic so far, J-Man.
Yep.
As they run down to the final corner again. 35 laps in. Like you said, Makalos just in front there. Who's that just ducking into the pits? That's Frodeau.
Is that Frodeau?
Into the pit lane.
Scheduled stop, you think?
Well, I suspect so. The car, I wouldn't expect
Look,
that
he's
car
on
to
the
have
deck. I'm going to quickly grab him. Shame, Frodeau. Hopefully I don't upset your rhythm. We see the car in the pit lane, mate. Everything going to plan at the moment, buddy. If you can,
Mike's
talk
off.
to us.
So Frodeau in the pits, ladies and gentlemen. That has really changed the dynamic of that little battle there.
Yeah,
immediately
I think
now.
this was scheduled, so
Yeah.
Shano can't talk to us right now, but
So Dixon now with a little bit of pressure off. Not to say that Haas won't be just replacing Frodeau right underneath the back wing of that Aston Martin any moment soon. So
yeah, so now look, he's done that close to the halfway mark. We're only 3.5 minutes off of that halfway mark through this race. So
how quick was that? How quick was that stop, J-Man?
Okay, so to give you an idea, he was 32 seconds on the jack, and then a total time of 49 outright. So that gives you an idea.
Tyre stop.
Yeah. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Set of tyres and back into it.
So we watch that car in the final stages of the race as we see Dixon now in the pits, J-Man, coming in hot. Does he get it stopped? Wow.
Dayton and
Dixon.
Sorry, yep.
So nice work there. So two of those guys, that's Frodeau and Dixon, have been going at it the whole race.
So you think
covering each other off there?
Yeah, you think Dixie's covering off the
the
undercut?
I would suspect so. He wants to run with Frodeau. He knows he's got the pace in that Aston.
Okay, I'll give you an idea. He's approaching the 30-second mark as we speak. 29:30, 31, 32. So 32 seconds, and we'll look at his exit transit time, and we'll look for the data, the telemetry to see if he doesn't get any time penalties. No problem there. 49 seconds apiece. So where is Frodeau? Okay, so Dixie's done a good job at covering off that. So the overcut looks slightly better, maybe a better in-lap for Dixie than Shane Frodeau. Yep. Yep, because there's a definite net gain there from Dixie over Frodeau. And then also we've got the race leader in the lane. Now, Brandon Webley to pit. Pulls the car up nice and square on the jacks.
So closest cars.
Gordon Moss also in the lane. Danny Kim in the lane.
Okay.
Lenny Ackman in the pit lane, heading towards this halfway mark.
It's all happening. Gunther Rowe now just sneaking into the pit lane as well as Dayton just started to get the nose of that McLaren up under the wing of the Mustang J-Man. So tyre stops all around by the looks of it. The pace has been hot. It does not surprise me these guys are going to come in for tyres and maybe a splash of fuel.
Look for Dixie here. Look for Dixie here to to maybe get one over Gunther Rowe now. 39-second stop for Webley, so it was a little bit slower, but he had all the time in the world to do it. 32 for Jordan Moss. Gunther Rowe, where's he going to come out in relation to Dixie?
Oh, this will be close.
33-second stop. He's lost a second. He's got Danny Kim.
Oh, there goes Dixon.
There goes Dixie. He got through. Where's Shane Fotterdo? He's about to enter turn 1 as well.
Oh, yeah, so nice work from Gunther there. So, yeah, clearly not the cleanest in or out lap there for Fotterdo, J-Man.
No, but very, very good stop. Yeah, for Dixie. Did the business there. Halfway through the race, Davo. Plenty of action up to this point.
It's an understatement, isn't it, J-Man? Halfway through, as we just see Gunther Rowe sneaking past the Milo car there.
Yeah, and Pete Dawson in the lane also. Pete needs a good stop. He needs a 32. He needs a 32-second stop to counteract. Jordan Moss had a 32. However, Jordan Moss with a 32 and a 51 outright versus the likes of Fotterdo with a 32 and 49. So a little bit snaggy off the jack was Moss when he left the pit box. So just looking for Dawson. And then looking for the map. Where is the 585 car? Okay, so he's coming through Druids. So no issues there.
Oh, so here's, this is close.
Fotterdo lost a lot here.
Dawson and Moss. So Fotterdo just out of the first turn, and Dawson just ducking down into 2. So,
sorry, yeah, it's Moss Dawson, it's not Fotterdo. Sorry, yeah.
So a little bit of a gain there from the. Oh, is that a gain? No. It's pretty much status quo there, isn't it? Between those two, about 1.5 seconds, J-Man.
Yeah, it is pretty relative.
Yep.
So
Dixon coming up on Turbot, unpitted, I think, Turbot as well.
Haas in the lane also, mate. So he had around about 5.5 to 6 seconds deficit to Webley. So no real issues there.
As Dixon rounds up Turbot. Turbot just getting out of it there as they run up to the first chicane. Gunther Rowe will be the next cab off the rank, I think, for Hughes. I wonder, Hughes, like I said, Hughes not pitting out. Little pit thingies aren't working here tonight because it's a non-CPS race, I suspect. But, yeah, Dixon on the move.
Ooh.
He's got pace in that car.
Mitchy Haas, good stop. Good stop, very good stop. Where is
Dayton in the pits?
Where is Webley? Where is Webley? Here he comes. Is Mitchy Haas got? He's got him. Mitchy Haas gains the race lead back with a very, very slick stop. 32 and 50, plays a 39.56. And that is the difference. So 6 seconds outright in the overall stop time between Mitchy Haas and Brandon Webley. Sees Mitchy Haas go back to the lead of this race, so dupes him in the pits.
There you go, and puts a car between him, mind you, as well.
Yeah.
For a moment
briefly,
there,
briefly.
Well, it all counts, doesn't it, J-Man?
It does. And this is Steve Crossan, as you mentioned, go to the lead of this race, unpit stopped to this point. So.
And guess who knows the tail again?
It wouldn't be Dixie.
No.
Sorry, no.
Dayton Fotterdo.
Okay, so Dayton Fotterdo back at it. Although that being a net gain to Dayton.
Definitely a big game for Dayton. Like I said, maybe a bit of a not the best in or out lap there, but look at Fotterdo, the way he runs off out of that first chicane there. Super quick down into this braking area.
Yep, cross it to the lane too, mate.
As we see the Simblacks, number 43 Honda in the lane. Flurry of pit stops here. 56 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like and subscribe button. This is the 2024 Rain Light Racing GT3 Series 6 Proudly brought to you by Simblacks, Crosscut Woodworks, True to Life Racing Designs, Crossing 43 and HENDO, and of course MATCHFIT Entertainment, broadcasting all this live on YouTube, all this goodness coming from Rain Light Racing. Yes, definitely hit the like and subscribe.
Webley, 0.3 of a second. You don't even need the doubter. He's right there as they tip it down into turn 5, Shallow Oil's corner. He is right on the back of this McLaren of Mitchy Haas's again. So Mitchy Haas gets another shot at leading this round 6 in season 6 here at Oulton Park.
Yeah, the biggie, mate. 1 hour and 20 minutes. So 2 hours, 120 minutes of great racing here at Oulton Park. And it has been crazy so far, J-Man. Hectic, I would say, so far in this first hour.
Jordan Moss just closing the gap a little in the last lap or so post pit stops on Pete Dawson. So that's been a very, very good battle throughout the night as well. So those guys sort of pressed on through the field from the start of this race. Obviously a little bit of an incident at the start from Webley and co. Saw them gain a couple of spots and then a couple of other little incidents. But they've pressed on together throughout this race to be holding down a consistent 3rd and 4th for the last 40 odd minutes easily.
Yeah,
so,
definitely, J-Man. I just noticed that Dayton and Fotto
spread out a bit.
Gapped there a little bit, so maybe a little bit of a slip up from Fotto there, allowing Dayton to stretch his legs. But coming up on the back of Turbot now in the first of the Porsches, and we saw Turbot before just allow the boys,
unpitted too.
Dixon and Rowe to go through, unpitted. So knows he's out of position here and allowing, you know, quite rightly and gentlemanly like, allowing these boys through. As we just see Dayton run a little bit wide on the entry there, but there it is, Turbo getting out of it and getting
Jordan Moss now
line.
Oh, and Dawson with a run wide. Mossy's going to round him up here around the outside as they come out of 8-9. Heading down into 10, the job's already done. He's got through, so it was a slight mistake coming through 8 and 9 from Pete Dawson. Just allowed Jordan Moss just to poke that McLaren in there and grab that podium spot provisionally.
Just picking that up on the replay there, J-Man. It was lucky that Dawson didn't run a little bit wider there because Mossy had such a run there. There could have easily been contact between the two cars, but yes, clear heads prevail. And the race goes on, but nice work from Mossy. He puts himself provisionally on the podium. J-Man in 3rd position in the 777 ASRN Z McLaren. Nice work from Jordan Moss. Really has kept his nose clean tonight, mate. Yeah,
look, he has, and you know, looking for a better result here tonight. You know, looking at the results throughout the season, he's currently sitting 21st at a no-show at round 4. But yeah, the results, I think, you know, probably the best result of the series so far was the previous round, round 5, but still only managed to gain 17 points. So he'll be looking for a big swing here to bolster himself up the field a little bit in that 777 McLaren. So well done so far to Jordy Moss. He's just got to, just keep the eyes forward and keep the rhythm going. You know, he's on a fresh set of tyres now. He'll be fueled up. Ready to run home for the next 52 minutes, and look, he does like the longer length races, so he's in a good spot.
Oh, definitely, J-Man. A little bit of an enduro master is our Geordie. As I think, what just see pop up on my screen now. I think we've got a drive-through for Uncle Jack Rimmer as well. Just while you were talking there, J-Man. So. Where are the battles?
He's just cleared it, so that's potentially a track infringement.
Okay, so he's in and out of there, quick as a flash. J-Man, the field has spread somewhat. We will pick up on the Dawson thing again, J-Man, as he chases down Jordan Moss after just that little bit of a slip up. Look, the pace has been so hot, and we say it time and time again, particularly on, you know, such high average speed tracks like Oulton Park. The pace has been hot. The slightest slip up, you're always going to lose position here. We saw the first 40 minutes of this race, the mid-pack was so tight. So spread out a little bit now, and the boys with a bit of a flurry of pit stops, and you know, things are equalising a little bit, but you just wait for the last 10 minutes. It'll be a sprint race once again.
Yeah, I think a couple of battles that are going to form very shortly is the Webley is going to go to work to try and bridge that gap back to Mitchie Haas, and that's currently sitting at 1 second. The other one that's, I think, going to definitely transpire will be the Gunther O Matty Dayton battle again. That will go. Shane Fodeno just needs to get back into his rhythm. He's about 2.5 seconds off the back of Dayton, and that'll transpire. I'm pretty sure he'll be able to get back to that one as well. Mark Turbot actually has just made his pit stops. He's in there at the moment.
Okay, so who was he battling with? Was it Goddard, J-Man?
No, Goddard and Hughesy had basically been battling, but Goddard succumbed to that incident after he went through Island Bend, turn 4. You picked it up on the replay, just had a little bit of incident down there.
Yeah, turned the car around.
Took him out of the fight.
It did take him out of the fight. It'll be interesting to see how all things equalise after pit stops, as we got cameras on Dayton looking very speedy. He does have Fodeno in tow. But yeah, just starting to sneak back up onto the back of the Guerrilla Racing Mustang of Gunther Rowe, J-Man. Now, looks very committed. The car looks nervous. I suspect Dayton pushing very hard.
Yeah, no, he is, and I thought that early on. I think I mentioned it early in the race. You know, he was quick, but the car did look nervous. I think right from maybe the opening 5 or 10 laps, I thought the car looked very, very speedy, but very nervous. So he's hanging on to it, especially in some of those high-speed corners. Druids, turn 15, also down through Cascades and on the exit, turn 3. Pretty nervous. Car does look good through the chicane. I thought he's been quite strong out through 7, 8, 9 tonight, and certainly out of 12. Knickerbrook as well, heading up Clay Hill. I thought the car looked good, but yeah, the high speed stuff just a little bit nervous, and yeah, but very, very quick now. Webley starting to go to work now. 34.0 last lap round for Haas versus a 33.8 for Webley, so 0.7 is the marker there. So the battle for the top spot is starting to shape up. Geordie Moss is some 5 seconds behind that battle at about 1.1 clear of Pete Dawson, so that's shaping up. But yeah, Matty Dayton, he is the guy on the move at the moment, looking to try and go to work. Now, Gunther Rowe, got to tip the hat for Gunther tonight for all the pressure he's dealt with.
And loads of it.
Held his nerve, yeah.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, he's probably sweating bullets for the whole race. Like, in such a massive train of cars there for the first 20 to 30 minutes there, and then just haven't let up on him. But yeah, really hitting his marks, J-Man, staying focused, keeping the car pointed in the right direction. It has looked a little squirrely here and there, but yeah, really showing some great form here, as he did last week as well at Donington, my friend.
Yep, 100%. So about equal battles in the time splits between Dayton and Rowe as there is Webley Haas. Webley really starting to find the form and the lines to just start to put pressure on Haas now. But strengths and weaknesses, I just see the Mustang looking very, very good under brakes down to those chicanes, but then maybe Haas with the fresh air and the clear vision looking at maybe focusing on the exit more than the entry at the moment, because it just does look like Webley's closing
ever so slightly.
First phase of the corner, but yeah, Haas really focusing on the drive traction, knowing that he's probably at a deficit on the exit. Now, who was that I saw?
Might have been Joe Grimmer's car, I think, backwards in the fence there, J-Man, out of the final corner.
Okay.
As the leaders just sneak past there unscathed. So Joe in the walls a little bit tonight.
Matt Dayton, he's still trying to uncrack the code, which is Gunther Rowe, and that's a tricky one because Gunther Rowe is, like I mentioned, he's just shown that he's not fazed by a car in the mirror.
No, not at all. I think he might have just ripped that mirror right off to him and then just thrown it into the back of the car. And look, we mentioned it a couple of times tonight already. Just in a little nice sweet spot of form at the moment. We won't try not to put the curse on him, but yeah, a little sweet spot of form. You know, showing a good set of heels over the past couple of weeks. And there was that Grimmer in the fence again.
Can we see if the race director can give us an off the wing shot out of Mitchy Haas there and just see the pressure that Webley's throwing at him, mate, for a minute, and just that's really shaping up.
So definitely Haas will have plenty to think about. He probably should rip his mirror off as well. Just focus out the front as the flames lick back from the back of the McLaren. Mustang nearly getting a little bit of a toast on the front there, but I think Webley just getting that little bit closer and closer each lap here at the moment, J-Man.
Yeah, look, he is. I mean, out of turn 1 now, he's right there as he chases him down through 2, through Denton's, down to 3, down through Cascades here, and we'll see the Mustang just suffer a little bit in the middle of the corner, but you watch how he'll close the gap, yeah, as they head down to turn 4, Island Bend, and then it very much goes down to one line as they tip it into turn 5, shallow corner. Oh, the Mustang very, very wide that lap, down through Island Bend.
And look at that, it does compromise your braking there a little bit. You're on the inside.
Yep.
Very, very heavily cambered corner that, so you can sort of gather it up. These guys just starting to range up on the back of one of the lap vehicles. I think that might be Bill Davison in one of the other 777 McLarens, J-Man, as he smartly pulls that car across and gets out of it, allowing those two past. We must get back a little bit to this Dayton Row battle as well. Yeah. It is hot, and we've also got Dawson Moss heating up as well. So we'll try and keep across all of that. Webley Haas is definitely priority at the moment.
Yeah, I think this is the big one, and like I said, Webley looking to capitalise on maximum points here tonight if he can, to try and bridge that gap before Maverick gets back. So he's doing a great job. I mean, still a truckload of points over the likes of, I think...
Brandon and Makalos, J-Man, and Makalos having a tough night tonight.
Yeah, he is, for sure.
So that gap ebbs and flows, and we pretty much have the same battle, but a little bit reversed here with the Mustang in front of Gunther Rowe and Matty Dayton in the McLaren here. And again, these laps, the gap twos and fro's around this circuit. Dayton with a very deep line.
Yeah, quite unconventional.
It is, but it gets the run, and he probably needs it to chase down that Mustang through this part of the circuit here.
Oh, Webley's so close through the chicane now.
Can he get the driver? These guys equal splits on our deltas at the moment, with about 3/10 between them. We might just touch on the Dawson-Moss battle. That's about half a second. That's toing and froing a little bit. Dawson, I suspect, would like to be back in front on that podium spot from Moss after a little bit of a mistake there about 10 odd laps ago, allowing Mossy through. So 3 serious battles going on there. I think those guys are starting to just range up on the back of Phil Davison as well. The other 777 car, he gets out of it. Or the Bentley just having to take evasive action. Well, not evasive action, just probably a little bit of an awkward line into one. So drew the short straw there.
I mean, those front two boys also, mate, up there, you know, they look back a shot. I can see all that battle going on back there with Moss and Dawson and co.
It's all pretty close, isn't it?
Yeah, look, if I go to a wide pan shot, I can see it all. So they're not that far off of that. But that, the Webley Haas battle, both come across the line. 34.107 plays a 34.110. So super close. Lap times obviously being that close, they're probably just absolutely mirroring each other at the moment.
Yeah.
and then a good 5.5 seconds, 5 to 5.5 seconds back is Jordan Moss, and he just ran a little bit deep into the chicane that time, and
I saw that, but I also saw Dawson just run a little bit hot onto the first apex of that chicane as well, so they probably nearly equalised there. Both compromised through that second. We have seen some action there tonight, J-Man, right from the get-go. Lap 2, it was all on. And it just has not changed. We have got only a little over 40 minutes to go. And nothing's changed. Plenty going on. Webley still at the back of Haas's car. Just ducking through 2-3 there.
Yeah, going to come up on a bit of lap traffic in the next half a lap to a lap, I would say, mate. So that'll play into the hands of, you know,
one or the other. Yeah.
One or the other, but also could play into the hands of Moss and Dawson as well.
Well, like I said, you take a bit of a long shot, and you can see Moss and Dawson in the background. So they're all very close still. There's an awkward exit from the Mustang there, J-Man. Just gives, gives Haas a little bit of breathing space, but not much. Seems to deal with it so well. It's got really good brakes as they break down into this chicane here.
Yeah, but you look at the way that McLaren exits off of the chicane. He just put a little gap. You know, once again, he just pulls enough, and then we get to the back end of the straight when the Mustang's starting to really wind up, and he closes back up. Look how close he is at Druids. Then once again, you look at the exit drive for the McLaren here. Yeah. Very good. Like I said, blue flags are waving, coming up on Adrian Kramer.
It's Kramer there, J-Man, in the Ferrari. He will see these guys coming. He will see the blue flags are waving. Dawson, Dayton still going at it. Rowe, Dayton, should I say, still going at it. And Dawson, Moss still at it.
Kramer
out of the road. Nice.
Sorry, yeah, Haas and Webley both through on Kramer. So good job there from Adrian Kramer.
Got to Rowe. Keeping it clean. Dayton on his tail. They are so close now, J-Man and Webley. So close on Haas down to the hairpin.
Yeah. Filters down to one line down through there, so not a lot to give, but you need to be close in case there's an awkward bounce off the curb here through 7, 8, 9, and then you're right on the hunt. We saw Jordan Moss go around the outside of Dawson here earlier, just obviously the...
just that little bunny hop, isn't it, off the curb there, and that's all it takes. So that, again, that gap, twos and fros, we will try and keep up with all of this going on here. Just look in the background there.
Who was that in the fence?
That is Jordan Moss and Dawson. Are these guys gaining on the boys up in front? And we've also got the Dayton Rowe battle continuing. I'm not sure what colour car was it, J-Man?
I think it might have been Phil Davison. Might have just split the gap there out of Island Bend down to... shallow corner, and he was inside. Oh, big whoopsie there for Mitchie Haas. Gets a big kick off the curb.
And he's got him vulnerable.
Turn 16's going to have that Mustang round up the outside. Can he live around there?
Oh, again, Haas, and he did it last time, J-Man. Webley got past. He just gets out of it. He knows he's made the mistake, and he knows Webley's got the overlap and the run.
Dayton for a big look on Rowe down into turn 16 also gets out of it late. Gunther Rowe sweeps around the outside again. So moves happening with 36 and 3/4 minutes to go. Webley back to the front. It took a good portion of time, but Haas is still right there.
The race is well and truly not over yet, J-Man. And you can see in the background this battle that continues up the pointy end here has allowed Moss and Dawson
gain about 1.2 seconds in that phase.
It's a bloody big chunk, J-Man, and I think they just got to round up, or they have done now, Kramer's Ferrari there, and we'll be on the hunt as the battle continues up the pointy end. Dayton Rowe is
super hot now.
Oh, Rowe! slides the Mustang into the first chicane. Nice work from Rowe. Really got that thing hooked up. A little bit of an awkward bump. Another awkward bump just runs him offline there a little bit. Dayton looking for the gap. He's got nothing yet. Rowe's just got him covered, hasn't he, J-Man, at the moment?
Yeah, he has at the moment. He'll be filthy if he goes this long on the race and then gives it away. So he's going to try and hang on to this for the duration because, man, he's done a stellar job at defending this position.
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh, Dayton's super, super close again.
Looking for the move.
Shadows him into one, the same line, same apex. Look for the drive off. Gunther Rowe sideways out of one.
Oh, here we go. Oh, looking
Dayton's
for the overlap.
go to the outside.
Gunther Rowe not leaving him a lot of
Gets
room there,
it.
J-Man. Really did shut the door there.
Dayton
Wow.
sideways through three.
So close.
All this is helping Fodado to bridge that gap. And Haas still right on the bumper of Webley too. Webley hasn't been able to step out from that after making that pass. It was a mistake that allowed the pass to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
I felt like Haas had the measure up to that point, but just made that one little error out of turn 16 Lodge corner.
J-Man, I feel that Rowe's starting to feel the pressure. He's had that two wheels in the grass, out of the hairpin, and then in and out of the chicane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really working hard to keep that Mustang in front of Matty Dayton's McLaren there, J-Man.
Oh, Haas now
Webley
out of one.
So this show is not over. The podium is not decided because we still have Moss and Dawson just tucked in behind this group here. Oh, was Webley covering there, J-Man?
I think he was.
Oh. Haas will just be regrouping. He's cleared his head. We'll go for another run. Does he give Webley too much breathing space?
Oh, we've got a
Time
car
will tell.
facing the wrong way. It's Dixie. Dixie's facing the wrong way.
No. Oh, that killer bend. Unforced error, J-Man just gets the tyres on the inside ripple strip. They are a killer. They're as bad as being on the outside. That is allowed. Rowe and Dayton passed and Fodado, J-Man.
Is that just tyre wear phasing in with just over half an hour to go? Oh, we've had Dayton's cooked it down to the chicane. What does that do? He readdresses.
Oh, no.
Runs straight through the chicane, comes back in, doesn't
So here we
lose too
go.
much.
So unsighted. Oh, misses his braking mark. Takes evasive action.
Polystyrene everywhere.
Runs through the chicane. Redresses it. Like you mentioned. Signage everywhere. Mate, the action has not stopped all night.
He's back into it straight away, back on the back of Gunther Rowe.
Well, he's just remembering Fodado's just sitting back there lurking. Fodado not speedy at the end of this race. I just wonder whether he's fitted the car with the incorrect tyre pressures or something. He really hasn't had a good showing with Dayton with that unconventional line into two, and again Rowe very sideways off the corner.
Yeah, he was actually. Oh, Dayton flaunting with the touch line out there as he comes through Holland Bend, just getting really wide out there, but he let the car flow into there. It tipped it into turn 5 quite nicely, bridged the gap back down again. So
yeah, not the place to do it, is it?
Well, it's a high risk move. Obviously, you can make a little bit of track gain, a little bit of distance gain if you let the car float out there, but you're really flaunting with danger as you start to let the car go out there. We've already seen, we just saw Dixie actually lose it on the inside there and end up out that way. So I think we saw Macrolos earlier in the night split the gap a couple of times.
Yeah.
So Moss doing a good job too, holding off Pete Dawson. He's put around about 2.1 seconds on him now. And
yeah, so clearly a little bit of a mistake there from Dawson. Is
and Moss is coming. He's only three and a half seconds up the road to Haas and Webley, so it's not all done with half an hour to go. Who's got the best tyre at the back end of this race?
well, I don't know. I'm still looking at the Gunther Rowe Matt Dayton battle, and I'm just saying the back tyres on that Mustang must be cooking. Because
Here's another go.
we've seen it time and time again. He covers that inside. It'd probably work for Haas, for Dayton here, because he runs that unconventional wide line on the entry, but does it? No, it doesn't.
And Shane Fodderdo with the best view of this going on at the front windscreen of his car. Gunther Rowe really wide through Island Bend. Now Dayton having to just take a little bit of a wide line, open the steering lock up, just very, very deep under brakes.
Yeah,
there.
well, I think, obviously Gunther was probably an earlier, on that brake pedal a little bit earlier with a very wide exit on that corner.
Yep.
Might have just had a little bit of a pucker going on there, I reckon. It's, what it's like through there, mate, we're calling it every other lap, where these boys just throw it at that corner. You just don't know whether they're going to make it.
Yeah, a recovering Will Dixon now only 1.1 seconds back now to Crossland is Will Dixon. So Crossland finally got somebody in his crosshairs, and he just gets it sideways coming out of the turn 12 Knickerbrook chicane and lost all that margin. Already blows out to 3 seconds, so he lost the better part of 2 seconds from one little hiccup there coming out of the chicane.
Sure, J-Man, we just see Huss and Webley, the leaders, just coming up on the
Rounding
back
up
of
Hughesy there, yep.
Porsche there, and that is Geordie Moss just hitting that same corner. So yeah, like you said, big gains from Jordan Moss. Well in touch with the top two here at the moment.
Yeah, look, he's certainly, and we look back, Dawson now 4.1, so potentially tyre pressures and maybe time of the day, track temp, maybe not favouring the pressures on that outgoing set of tyres as well. So big gains to be made late in the race here from guys that maybe have just taken a bit of a swing at tyre pressures at the back end of this one. It is nearly 20 to 4 in the afternoon, so temperatures are falling away a bit. And then with the potential of pressure loss due to those chicanes also could really shake things up at the back end here, mate. Dayton squirming under brakes again behind Gunther Rowe.
Yeah, look,
down to 10, 11, 12.
The nervous attitude of that car, we've commented it on a few times tonight already, J-Man.
Yep.
And clearly pushing hard to stay in touch with the Guerrilla Racing Mustang of Gunther Rowe. And these guys on the limit. It just every lap, every corner, we see the tail out on the Mustang more often than not. And Dayton, that twitchy nature of that McLaren, it just looks so quick as he ranges up under the wing of the Mustang once again. Lap 58.
He's so good out of one each lap. Look, he's looking for the overlap again. Pressures him down to 2, 3. Down to Denton's, down into Cascades. But then that Mustang's so willing to sit on the inside apex through Cascades and then just drive off the corner. We've seen it lap up. It's definitely not a weak spot on the Mustang down there.
No, definitely not, J-Man. And yeah, that gap, touring and throwing.
As is the Haas-Webley battle. That's still hovering around that half a second. That's going on. You know, we've been racing now for the better part of an hour and 34 minutes. And it's still going on. It's been like this since we saw the lights go out, mate, and epic stuff.
It just hasn't stopped, has it? I'm sure a few people thought 120 minutes at Oulton in GT3 cars, but it's been far from the truth, J-Man. Massive action right from the green flag dropping. And it hasn't let up as we watch we continue to watch the Webley Haas first and second battle. Geordie Moss with a bit of clean air and some breathing space over Pete Dawson, but unlike Gunther Rowe, who still has Dayton big and bold in his mirrors.
Oh, I like the look of Haas's car into turn 5. I like the way he approaches turn 4 and then comes out from the wider line, tips it back into 5. The car, he makes up some distance there. Obviously, there's not a passing opportunity there, being one line through there, but I just like the way he's utilising the strengths of that car setup.
Yeah, he definitely attacks it in a certain sort of way. You can still see in the background there Shane Fotterdo, ever present. If this all turns to shit, he will be all over it, J-Man.
Yeah, 100%. And look, these guys are that close. I think Dayton's had enough skiers under brakes, wiggling under brakes, especially coming down on the section here, heading down to 10, 11, 12. He's, he had to run through the chicane only a couple laps ago, so he's had a couple of skiers under brakes, probably knows exactly where he needs to pick up that middle pedal now.
The ever-critical middle pedal.
Yeah.
So, yes, these guys going at it. That's not going anywhere soon. The Webley Haas battle has just opened up a little bit, that gap, as Haas
0.7.
just settling into that groove, and in the background there you can see Geordie Moss. That is third position. So these guys, again, in really close contact here after what has been an hour and 35 minutes, over an hour and 35 minutes. So yeah, top effort from all so far.
Hey, another fun fact. 23, just under 24 minutes to go. Ken Goddard with a 5-second margin up the road to Hughesy get back and create that battle that we saw for a good portion of this race.
Oh, well, so, yeah, quite possibly. Oh, look at this.
Dayton, Gunther Rowe. See, he goes out wide here and he cuts back down. Okay, probably didn't get the car down as quick as he did the lap before, but
it was very squirrely out of the left-hander though, J-Man. So
it was.
Yeah. Oh, it's really Dayton sliding that car around on the entries, and Rowe sliding the Mustang around on the exits. So spectacular stuff to watch. As these guys go at it, they will be having a ball. It actually looks like Fotterdo's gaining on that a little bit, as these guys sort of to and fro a little bit.
Ever so slightly. So at 0.8, that's probably about the biggest gap that I've seen between Gunther Rowe and Dayton for a while.
Yep.
And also Haas and Webley, 0.8. That did stretch out as much as 1.2 not so long ago. So obviously, strengths and weaknesses. Haas's car very good down out of 1, down through 2-3. Once again, closes the gap very much so down through turn 5. Does Mitchie Haas, brings it back a little bit closer again. Very good last lap round for Webley at a 33.6.
Now look, Damien, sorry to interrupt there, but you know, I'm just looking at the awkward entry in the first chicane from Haas, and it looked like he had a double take at the chicane just to make sure he didn't cut the corner. Would track infringement start?
Oh, very much so.
You know, like these guys' numbers could be up, you know, like, and they're just starting to drive a little bit more conservatively.
Yeah, potentially, and getting towards the back end, that'll be a factor for these drivers. They're very in tune with all things, you know, racing and the rules and stuff, and they'll know that, look, if you're out there now with 21 minutes to go and you've got no track cuts, you're probably going to float the car a little bit wide out of the final turn, or maybe turn 1 every now and then to try and make a gain. But, you know, if you're going to do that, you've got to make it count. You've got to make sure that you make some good net gains, or, you know, look, if you've lost something in the lap before from a mistake, then that's the time to try and bridge it back, because mentally, you know, if that gap goes outside 1 to 1.1 seconds, it can break you as far as, you know, you think you've lost the toe and hard to stay in touch. You start pushing the brake markers a little bit harder. So
you've got to keep that enthusiasm, don't you? So.
Yep. Dayton once again, right back on the back.
And the big wriggle under brakes, so trying down there.
Yep.
And the gains on the back of the Mustang.
And look at him tip it into one. Those McLarens are so good down through one.
The tip-in is amazing, isn't it?
But then you watch Gunther Rowe's line down through three here. He's just been solid all night, tips it in, and just gets the car to the apex there and just drives it on out. There's nothing to be had there for the McLaren.
He's got nothing. He's got nothing. And it's not until they get down to the hairpin here again.
Yeah, Mitchie Haas right back on the back of Webley again. So this is a great show for the top spot. It's going to go right down to the wire if this is anything to go by. Still got 20 minutes to go of this race. And these guys are pushing hard. 33.9 last lap round for Haas. 34.4 for Webley. So still well and truly on the pace. Haas really, really good out of the final turn there. Webley looking a little bit skittish on the entry. Looked like he had a little bit of rear locking maybe. Back wanting to get away a little bit on entry, and that allowed Haas to really close up a little bit.
Yeah, look, and plenty of racing to go, J-Man. We got just a little under 20 minutes, and with the pace that these guys are delivering at the moment, they're still very vulnerable. They've got to push hard. You know, like Webley just can't sit on his hands with Haas so close and still well in the hunt.
Well, look, it's, you know, and every time, you know, when you got something that close and you come up to where they are here now, 7, 8, 9, you've got to make sure you're accurate when you hit these chicanes, that you don't get an awkward bounce, because when you've got a guy that close, if he sees you do it, he might be slightly wide of the line and just drive on by you. So, you know, this close, there's still a lot to play for, and you've got Jordan Moss only 3.8 seconds off the back of this. So, you know, if anything goes big, as Maverick alluded to before in his comment, you know, Mossy be right there.
Absolutely, J-Man, as Dayton gets all up and personal again with Rowe.
Oh,
down into the chicane.
Line on the way out of 5.
Oh, yeah. And again, he's made a mistake. There we go.
Where is Fodado? Fodado be close to capitalising on this. Comes up with momentum. They're going to go side by side down here. No, you get some cleared already.
So the slightest of mistakes. We were just talking about with this at this sort of pace.
Yeah.
This end of the race. Got to keep that momentum. Tough stuff there for Dayton.
So Gunther Rowe gets off the hook. He's got around 3.3 seconds back to Fodado now.
Oh,
the way he's been driving, you'd like to say that he'll probably feel pretty confident he can maintain this P5.
You would expect so, J-Man. What a cracking race it has been so far. We've got over 17 minutes yet to go in Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 6. It is round 6 here at Oulton Park. The racing has been incredible, and still, like I mentioned, 17 minutes on to go. It's still not over yet. We must thank Simblacks, of course, for bringing us all this goodness. Crosscut Woodworks, True to Life Racing Designs, Crossy 43, and of course HENDO, and MATCHFIT Entertainment for bringing you this broadcast live on YouTube tonight. Please hit us up with a like and subscribe, and yeah, there's a message in the chat box there, guys. It's not over yet, J-Man. The gaps have stretched somewhat. Dayton, Fodado with a little bit of space now between them, nearly a second. Like J-Man said earlier, you know, once that gap breaks away a little bit like that, it can break your enthusiasm. We've got Haas on Webley. What happened there?
Webley was wide through Island Bend through turn 4, and then he also missed the apex into 5. not only did he miss the apex, he was loose and wide on the way out of there. And I'll tell you what, that has just bridged the gap back again a little bit for Mitchie Haas back to Webley, although Haas getting a little bit awkward off of the turn 9 chicane coming out of there. And that is just all playing into the hands late in the piece with just under 16 minutes to go. Jordan Moss, he's just bridging that gap a little bit more again.
Yeah, with these guys going at it like this, J-Man. But yeah, Moss will be very happy to be in the position that he's in.
Replay of Dayton, Dixon, that car is proper broken.
Dayton Dixon, what happened there?
Car is absolutely busted crab in the front. The front of that cross is about to come and round him up.
Gets off the curb there. Oh my.
Yeah, and she's a tow truck back to pits. That thing is proper broke, so that takes him out of that battle.
So that allowed Dixon, Crossland and Hughes past J-Man. So a bit of a gift from Crossy there, puts him in 8th position. Ooh, like we said, bloody race isn't over yet, guys. It's plenty. There's so much going on still as we wind down.
And around about a second now, Webley to Haas. So Webley with a good lap, last lap round. We saw him a little bit wider, turn 5 apex, and Haas bridged the gap. Then he was loose off there. The gap's closing again, so clearly sector 1 favours
the McLarens.
The 66 car of Mitchie Haas, and then back end of the lap favours the Mustang.
Moss ever closer.
He is. And who's that? Dawson.
That's
okay,
Dawson.
So he must be rounding up one of the Porsches. I think that could have been.
Where's Gunther now too? He'd be sitting in a really nice big patch of clean air. He will be breathing a sigh of relief and just taking a breath, I think, after what has been an amazing race for Gunther. We will not keep the cameras on him too long and give him the old curse, J-Man. But yes, stellar job from Gunther Rose so far. And yeah, got a little bit of a gap on Faraday there. Look, he's not out of the woods yet though. Obviously with Faraday, you know, able to hit some pretty amazing times there. As we just see Webley run wide out of 1 as well there, J-Man.
Yeah, still pushing hard, and probably at the back end of the tyre life on that Mustang. Both those two there, Webley and Haas, been pushing very, very hard for the duration of this race. You know, it was a battle up to the pit road. Obviously, Haas doing a great job on pit lane and doing the better job and getting the race lead back. And then the pace since then has been very, very, very good. So tyres probably pretty spent on that Mustang. I feel like it's probably more the fronts than the rears at the moment. I've seen a little bit of push coming into a couple of their chicanes. Maybe that's just being a little bit deep under brakes. It's a lot of lap traffic in the next 2 laps for these boys to contend with.
Negotiate, yeah, definitely. First car off the
Danny Kim
in the Milo car, sees the boys coming, steps away to the side and gets out of it. It's going to be a bit of an awkward situation here.
Haas sideways into Druids.
Oh, that was very
came in a
awkward
bit
for Haas.
offline. And I tell you what, Moss was the benefactor there. He's gone from 3.1 to 1.9 seconds behind Haas now. So Moss obviously not rounding up Danny Kim yet. Certainly hasn't hit him at an awkward spot like Mitchie Haas did. Mitchie Haas lost about 1.5 seconds to 1.8 seconds there in that exchange over Webley. So it lets Webley off the hook for what was and has been such a great battle for such a long time. But it'll have to be eyes forward, because Jordan Moss at 1.8 seconds behind. If he can clear Danny Kim down this lakeside straight before they get to Island Bend, and he will, because Danny Kim rolls out and lets him through.
Yeah.
That's going to favour very, very well to the 777 McLaren.
Oh, absolutely. And look, nice work from Danny Kim there, actually, to get that car offline and backed off there to let those boys go through. But it is always a little bit of a lottery, J-Man, and you can sometimes pick that short straw. Just, you know, picking that right line.
Big shout out too, mate, to Nick Firth, a guy that went to pits very, very early after an incident early in the race and went back to 23rd. Has worked his way legitimately up to P12 in that 56 car. And the reason I mention that is obviously it's a commendable drive to drive back through. But also this is a guy that you mentioned earlier at the top of the broadcast that's racing out of P4 in the championship.
Yes.
And he has got the likes of Crossland, Fodado, and co. Dixon in front of him that will be of concern in this championship. But however, he is doing a good job, and I feel like he's probably going to come out of this round with a gritty drive like this, possibly still in fourth in the championship. So
yeah,
well
definitely. And I noticed Makalos, after getting tangled up a little bit there earlier in the race as well, J-Man, I cannot see him on my list. So,
no, battle of attrition, mate. We are down to effectively 19 or 20 drivers out there now. So
yeah, so that car already packed on the transporter, ready for Kailami, and as first, just making a little bit of a slip up in the second chicane there, so obviously struggling, but in a big space of clean air, thankfully for him. We also have Hughes and Turbot and Goddard and Turbot.
yeah, so they got Webley and Haas, the leaders, coming back around to put another lap on them shortly. Yeah, so they would be 68. Yeah, so potentially if Webley and Co can get them, they'll probably put them another lap down. So such is the pace over this 2-hour race that the front runners have had.
Oh, Goddard around. Sorry to interrupt there, J-Man. Goddard with a little bit of a slip up there.
Okay, yeah.
Just coming out of that. Let's see the replay of this. It looks like he just missed the first apex. Oh, and he's just given it a flick.
Yeah,
and it's half turned the car. Got him off track there a little bit, but back, pointing in the right direction now. Onwards and upwards for Goddard. J-Man.
Just looking at Moss coming on strong late in the piece here with 8.5 minutes to go. 1.6, 1.7 seconds back from Mitchie Haas. So Mossy's just let this race come to him tonight. Obviously engaged in a very, very good battle with Pete Dawson for a long time. But yeah, got that clean air, pulled away Pete. And then just been allowed to focus on the back end. Maybe saved a bit of tyre because he's coming on strong at the back here.
Yeah, quite possibly, J-Man. Yeah, it's sort of not... I mean, I know he was chasing Dawson there for a while, and then Dawson with a slip up and put him behind, but they were never really in a hard-fought battle, were they? So yeah, might have saved that tyre just a little bit.
Yeah, so, and the car's looking good. The car does look straight. I haven't seen too much ragged stuff, I think, out of him. I think Mitchie Haas made a couple of tiny little mistakes the last 2 laps that I've seen. He's just pushing hard, maybe trying to bridge back that 2.5 second gap. Maybe he's still got eyes on the prize of trying to get back up to Webley, but, you know, Webley was a good 4 tenths quicker, 3.5 tenths quicker the last lap round, so it'll be interesting to see what the lap stats tell us now. Webley just about to cross the line, crosses the line on lap 71, full lap 71 on a 34.4, 34.2 for Mitchie Haas, and a 34.1 for Jordan Moss. So Mossy the quickest of the front trio at the moment by the smallest of margins, but it does certainly bode well heading down into the final 7 minutes. And we know traditionally most places we call on any given night, we get down to the final 3 to 5 minutes, and it just gets amped up. It's like, you know, the urgency kicks in, guys start spending what they've got, and it all gets pretty exciting. So 1.4 seconds, obviously Mitchie Haas coming up on the back marker. Who is that?
I think that's Turbot or Hughes.
No,
that's
Hughes.
Hughes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that could change the dynamic. Running
0.9. Mossy right there as he come on strong at the right end of the race. It's a challenge for potentially second.
Is Haas struggling with tyre pressures or wear or deg, or is it track infringements? Is he driving more conservatively than he has been the whole race? Well,
or is it a fuel issue? Is he managing fuel?
Well, there you go. Because Moss is in the hunt. We've got just under 6 minutes to go, and this is ramping up.
Yeah, Webley doing a great job now. Pulled it out to 2 seconds, just driving away. Looks like he's just managing this race. I feel like, 2 seconds over Haas. Although 35.1 for Webley last lap round, that's a particularly slow lap for these front runners. But 0.6, Mossy now starting to get inspired by the gap. So lots more lap traffic as we see Uncle Joe just get out the way there. And I'll tell you what, Mitchie Haas is going to catch him at an awkward spot here as they come through Island Curve. Island Bend, turn 4 down into turn 5. They're pretty much going to catch Uncle Joe in the middle of this corner. Uncle Joe just floated out to the left.
But that'll leave Mossy stranded, or has it? No, it's allowed him through. So, yeah, unimpeded for both drivers there, J-Man.
Yeah, so they both got through. So Uncle Joe doing a great job there to jump out the way. And who was that? The 56 car just cleared a drive through. I believe that was Nick Firth. Oh, no, sorry, Nick Firth just copped the drive through. So that'll be a track limits thing. So I just commended Firthy on a gritty drive back. 40 seconds back down to Danny Kim. He's not likely going to lose any positions here for this infringement.
No, thankfully for Firthy there, J-Man, but yeah, definitely not his night. One of the drivers that did get tangled up in some of that early situations in the first couple of laps there, and just really hasn't sort of got back on it.
What do we got time left? 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Fodado, can he bridge that 1.6 second gap back to Gunther Rowe and have an attack? I tell you what, it doesn't look hopeful, because even if he gets there, we've seen how defensive Rowe's been able to drive that Mustang.
Well, yeah, for a couple of weeks, J-Man. So, yeah, good focused stuff from Gunther Rowe as that gap back to Mossy just steps out a little bit after rounding up a little bit of lap traffic there, J-Man. But Haas on Webley again. Half a second. Like, really close. Like, what happened there?
Well, Webley's just done back-to-back 35s. And
does he feel conservative?
Yeah, something's definitely going on there, because he's definitely backed it right up.
3 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
The pace has stayed the same from Mitchie Haas, but Webley's definitely backed it off a little bit.
Backed it off a lot, J-Man.
Yeah, he has backed it off a lot. So this thing is going to heat up with 3 minutes to go. We're only going to see the better part of probably, what are we looking at? 2 more laps. So this is it. It'll be pretty much now or never. Haas is in there. They've just sort of 1.6 seconds back again to Mossy, so that pace has just increased a little bit. I'll be interested to see what the lap time is here for Webley.
Well, surely it's going to be another 35 or something, isn't it?
35.1 plays a 34.3, plays a 34.4 for Mossy. So Haas, the quick car there. What can he do? There'll be this one and one more. Right in the hunt. Where is Webley struggling? If he's struggling anywhere, we're bound to see it this lap.
Now, I think they're coming up on the back of Goebel as well there, J-Man. So more lap traffic to deal with in these final couple of laps. Oh, wide again from Webley, which compromises he misses his brake mark. He's really got to let that thing run deep to stop it.
Yep.
And again, that McLaren really does just manage that so well, J-Man. We've seen it time again. Yeah, very awkward.
Look at the run up the hill. Look at the run here.
Had a very awkward jump off the exit of the chicane. That's put Haas there.
What a beautiful job under brakes from Haas.
Oh, no contact, J-Man.
Nah,
how tight is this? Oh, but there it is.
Yeah, a little bit of rubbing.
Mossy's
coming with a run.
Just the slightest bit of gizzing there, J-Man.
Minute
That's all it took.
To go, and it's spicy for the win.
Oh, Moss in the box seat for all of this.
It's all going off here, mate. We mentioned it. It often comes down to the last 3 to 5 minutes and these things ramp up. Fodado's got the gap back to Rowe down to 1.4, but it's all about Webley, Haas and Moss.
Webley super sideways off the final corner there. It will be the final lap, J-Man.
Can Mitchie Haas bring this thing home of what will be an absolute breakout drive? We saw him with some good success last week, but this one tonight, this is a true performance. Battling it up there with Webley, who has looked the goods. Moss, good drive out of turn 3 as they head down towards Island Bend. Got good drive. We saw Webley miss the apex here the lap before. He'll need to keep it nice and tight here this time around. He's wide again.
He's wide again. Back. Moss all over the back.
Oh, he's sideways off the corner, off of 5 as well. So is there an opportunity for Moss to pip a spot, go P2 here?
Moss always so cool-headed here, J-Man. I don't think he wanted to get involved with that. Webley still going at it. And that's Goebel around. That's Goebel
around. Yep. So Haas only got to hang on for around about 3 more corners.
And what a stellar drive from all of these boys. A ding-dong battle going on. Oh, with probably enough gap to keep Moss out, J-Man.
But it'll be enough for Mitchie Haas to get the goods, get the goldware here. Brilliant drive. Mitchie Haas take a bow. Webley take a bow. Jordan Moss, what a stunning drive. Brilliant stuff. The top 3 come across covered by around about 1.2 seconds from first to third. What a brilliant drive for those 3. And then Pete Dawson in the Bentley comes across for P4 over Gunther Rowe. Now, Gunther Rowe probably would get my next best drive of the day. I feel outside of the podium. I think it was a stunning drive from the Pro-Am 580 Mustang driver.
Oh, without a doubt, J-Man.
And then
10 out of 10 from me.
Shane Fodado about to bring that car across after Gunther Rowe. Only about 1.6, 1.7 seconds behind. So good drive from Shane Fodado. And then Will Dixon, up and down race. They had actually very, very good race. Did see him facing the wrong way down at turn 4 at one point. And then Crossy, very consistent drive for Crossy, comes home for P8.
Yeah, nice work from Crossy.
And then Hughesy engaged in a very, very good battle for a long portion of the time with Goddard, comes home in P9, Turbot in P10. Goddard does bring the car home for P11. Nick Firth maintains that P12 position we spoke about. Bit of a gritty drive, saw him back to effectively last in the race early. Comes back for P12. Danny Kim brings it home P13. Adrian Kamer, Phil Davison just chasing down. Okay, so that's cleared. Phil Davison 15th, Goebel 16th, Grimm 17th, and Tony Spence classified there in 20th. What a great race. Man, that last pass from Mitchie Haas, I can't wait to have a chat to him. But first cab off the rank is going to be a guy that you and I know both very, very well. And we'll get him down here for a chat. And it is 777's very own Jordan Moss. Welcome to the podium. First time we've had you on the podium this season here at Rainlight Racing. What an epic race. What an epic drive, mate. Congratulations.
Yeah, cheers, boys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, mate. We got you. What a very measured drive, Geordie, mate. You'd be happy with that one?
Yeah, look, I've been struggling all season with getting in trouble, so I thought tonight I'll just play it as safe as I possibly can and try to avoid every little incident I possibly could, and it's paid off. So.
Or half a chance late, though, on the Mustang Webley when he got it wrong, and then Haas got him. You looked like a half a chance, but it looked like you really just backed out of that and thought, you know what, given my season, I'll still take a third.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to sort of ruin anyone else's races by pushing too hard. So I knew those guys have been battling all race. So I just wanted to stick with them. And if the opportunity came up, I was going to take it. But I certainly wasn't going to push for it.
Yeah, no, fantastic. And you look, mate, you did have a box seat for a good portion of that race Mossy, to really see what was going on, and yourself engaged in a very, very good battle with Pete Dawson for a long portion of it as well. So a little bit of an arm wrestle through there with the Bentley. So I'm sure
I
you
never thought
enjoyed
I was
it.
going to get past the bloody thing. It was so wide, and Pete just had my measure every lap. It was just one little mistake that managed to let me past.
Yeah, no, awesome stuff, mate. Absolutely stoked for you. You would deserve the result. You know, if we look at the results, you have had a challenging season up to this point, and not indicative of what we've known you to do as far as your driving standards. So I think that was more of what we'd come to expect from Jordan Moss. So congratulations, mate. Soak that one up. Enjoy it. It was well deserved.
Yeah, cheers, boys. Quick shout out to the 777 boys. I know they've been supporting me all season, and good to put a decent performance out there for them. So, cheers, boys.
Yeah, nice work, mate. They were pretty vocal on the chat box as well, mate. We were watching, so
As always, they don't shut up.
no.
Yeah.
So, well done, mate.
You got the merry
Cheers,
men
boys.
supporting you. Well done, Mossy. Good one, mate.
Cheers.
All right, good stuff. That was Jordan Moss out of P3, and the next cab off the rank is a guy that could have very nearly won this race and led it multiple times. Actually, it was a bit of an interesting race that unfolded, given the fact that he led it, he didn't lead it, he led it, and then lost it late in the piece. But I'm sure he won't be that disappointed with coming second. Brandon Webley, what an outstanding race, mate.
Hey guys, how you going?
Good, mate. Talk us through obviously the final stages of that one. Some super good battles. Lost around 6 seconds in the pit stop to Mitchie Haas, and then went to war with him at the back end, mate. We thought you had it done, and then looked like you just ran into a little bit of trouble at the back end. Talk us through that.
Yeah, I had an atrocious pit stop, and then I took way too much fuel. I think that cooked my tires. Like I don't know. This Mustang seems to like really fall off at the end of the stint. So I just ran into the trouble where my car stopped turning again. So it's kind of annoying, but oh well. GG to Mitch.
Oh, mate, and like, you know, thank you. I think probably is the best that we can say to you, because you just gave us an absolute fantastic show for 2 hours tonight, battling with Mitchie. You know, it was a real arm wrestle. You guys were to and fro. You know, you both had chances where you led it. You know, both got passes done. Obviously, he got it back done on the pits. But look, sim racing wise, mate, that's probably as good as it gets as far as the top end of town. We often see, you know, cars at the front checking out with some distance, but you guys, you know, just that was, I think, 1.1 seconds for the top three after 2 hours of racing is as good as it gets there, Brandon. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm kicking myself about that pit stop, but it was quite fun having someone to chase, and when he was up my ass, I was sweating bullets. I'm smashing it in the water now.
Yeah, that comment might have come across a couple of times, but I think it was in relation to Gunther Rowe because he defended for a long time. But no, you drove us an outstanding race, mate, and I certainly wouldn't be disappointed with that second. That was a brilliant bit of driving, Brandon. Well done.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. All right, so that was Brandon Webley from P2, but this guy here has really stepped up tonight, and hopefully he's got his mic turned on and stopped signing autographs. Mitchie Haas, you got us on comms?
Oh, yeah. Hey, buddy.
Mate, talk us through that one. First and foremost, the qualifying performance. Did you know you had that in you?
Well, I'd done close to that. I was 2 tenths quicker on that lap than my best, so I definitely kind of came out of nowhere, but I got a big help from Ethan Kao at Sim Racing Science's Speed last night to just tidy me up a little bit, and I think that really helped especially for the race.
Yeah, and what a breakout drive, Mitchie. You know, you showed signs of it the week before. I thought the performance at Donington was very, very good. And then also when you come out to race tonight, and then, you know, what a fantastic race. You led it, you lost the lead, and then you had a fantastic pit stop. We often reference it to the 1%ers, the things about getting in, getting down to the speed limit correctly, stopping in the box square, getting out. You had a picture perfect pit stop, some 6 seconds better than Brandon Webley tonight, and that was the difference. You got out clean air, he got it done, but that move down to what is effectively turn 10, 11, 12, Hislops and Knickerbrook, that was a brilliant bit of commitment to go on the left-hand side outside and then hold it down through there and make that pass, mate. And how'd you nerve to the end, mate? You've got to be stoked with that.
I am. I'm elated for sure. I with that, knew he was braking earlier than me every time into there, so I knew I could outbrake him, but it was just whether I could hold it through the corners, and almost lost it on the exit, like on that third part of that,
Yeah,
onto the
that's okay.
straight.
Yeah.
But no, it was so good. That was so tough. It was so much fun though.
And could
Yeah.
you read it at that point, Mitchie, that prior to that, did you see that obviously Webley was wide into turn 4 island curve, and then when they come into the big camber turn 5 right-hander, he missed the apex there and you started applying pressure. I think back then, that lap, you were already, could you see the cracks appearing and thought
Yeah,
maybe it was go
I
time?
could tell something was going on. He was definitely like, because he was pulling away and then he just started slowly coming back, and then had Moss behind me who was catching me as well. So I was definitely full panic mode, like trying to go for it.
Yeah, and tell us at the top end of town there after taking this race victory, give us an insight to potential, how many track cuts did you have, and tell us about maybe tyre degradation in respect of pressure loss from hitting the curbs. Were they both a factor tonight for you?
Nah, not really. Just the first stint, I got a pressure loss on the two rights near the end, but that was just because I kept hitting at the wrong angle. And second stint didn't get any pressure loss and only got one track cut as well, which I was pretty stoked with how tidy it all was, really.
Yep. And did you counteract that and set up? Did you maybe overpressure the tyres a little bit on the outgoing set after the pit stops, knowing that we were getting
Yeah.
later in the day?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it worked out, and the tyres were definitely at the right pressures, which definitely been struggling
Yeah.
managing that. So that was really good to get there. Everything just worked out, really.
Yeah,
It was lovely.
you certainly came and put the full package tonight together. A, with the race pace, B, the qualifying, and then C, probably the best, one of the best passes I've seen this season already. I think that one will have to go in some highlights package for sure, because that was fantastic, Mitchie. Mate, enjoy the success of this one, because they are certainly hard earned here at Rainlight Racing. The pace is very, very hot, but you deserve to be there tonight, and congratulations on a great victory, mate.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Nice work.
Cheers. Mitchie Haas out of P1 here comes up with the goods here tonight at Rainlight Racing's round 6 in season 6. What a fantastic race. Now, I just wanted to have a quick look and see if me old mate is still in channel. No, he's not. I was wanting to have a quick chat to Gunther Rowe based on his performance. And
definitely, Dave.
his defensive job that he put on, I think, was an absolute clinic as far as how to drive a race car without focusing too much in the mirror.
Yes. Like I said, I think he threw that out the window very early in the race because, just really did have his head down and the backside up and it just, look, stellar job. Outstanding. So, yeah, with plenty of pressure throughout the whole race. Great to talk to Mitch there, obviously, and giving a quick shout out to the SOS boys, the Science of Speed boys over there, Ethan Cale and the guys.
They do a fantastic job.
So, yeah, nice work from Mitchie, Webley and Mossy, and everybody after what was a freaking crazy round 6 here for the 2024 Rainlight Racing Series 6 J-Man here at Oulton Park. Awesome stuff. I'm hoarse after calling that. And now, look, Oulton Park for 2 hours with all that going on. It was epic stuff. We must thank a few people. Obviously, Simblacks, Crosscut Woodworks, True to Life Racing Designs, Crossy 43, HENDO as well, and ourselves, MATCHFIT Entertainment, for bringing you the broadcast. But Simblacks in particular, they will be giving away, thank you to Simblacks, a Sim Magic GT Neo wheel at the end of the season. It will be a spin the wheel thing. You do not have to win the championship to win this wheel. Epic bit of kit, really good stuff. But before we wrap things up tonight, J-Man, we do have to spin the wheel for the nightly $50 giveaway. J-Man,
Yep.
are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, mate. Let's test the bearings on this thing. Let's give it a whiz, mate.
Okay, it's had a bit of a huck tongue on it, so it should be good to go. I can't even remember who got it last week, to be honest. It's just all happening so quickly. But we are going to spin it again here tonight. Thank you again, Simblacks. We are spinning the wheel, ladies. How many we got tuned in? 13 people. Come on. There's more names than that on the wheel. Here we go.
Here we go.
And Matty Dayton, J-Man.
Matty Dayton for the Prezi voucher. Good stuff. Well done, Mr. Dayton.
After a stellar race too. It was in a huge battle throughout the night, and he would be grinning ear to ear just from the race that he had. But there you go. He will be grinning even more after receiving a $50 gift from the boys and the kind people over at Simblacks, J-Man. That is not it for the season. Season 6. There's more racing. That was only round 6. So we have got, that was Oulton Park. We have Kailami. I think we've got the calendar up in front of us as we speak.
Yep.
Kailami for 90 minutes next week, J-Man. And that should be epic. As always, we know how crazy that can be. I just see someone pop into the Discord there in the green room just below us, J-Man. Do we have time for one more quick interview?
Yeah, absolutely. We're
right below us.
Yep. No, I can't see it. Sorry.
Okay, I'll get him. I'll see if I can grab him. Hang on.
Copy.
Gunther Rowe.
Yeah,
so the comms box.
Yeah, this is the guy I wanted to talk to, Gunther. Thanks for stopping by, mate. We got you on comms.
Gunther Rowe.
Copy, Gunther. Turn that mic on, buddy.
Maybe not.
Hello.
Oh, here he is.
Look, you are the 4th driver I wanted to talk to tonight post podium interviews, and it was basically to congratulate you on the drive. I thought you were the standout driver. It was an absolute clinic of how to drive fast and defensively tonight, mate. So a big congratulations goes to you on what was, in my opinion, the drive of the night outside of the podium, mate, for sure.
Thank you very much. I think it was pure fear.
Well,
there was always a car dive bombing me. It was like daggers coming from behind for literally an hour 45. I had like a 5-minute reprieve there, and then it was bloody Shane was just chasing me down. I was like, oh god, here we go again. But then the race finished, and yeah, that's 2 races in a row as well.
Yes,
that is 2 races in a row.
Yesterday, last week, holy hell. That's my new place is to have somebody half a second off me.
Yeah.
Look, I think one of the strong suits I saw tonight, and it'd be interesting to see if it felt like that from driving the car, but the way that the car apex turn 3, so down into Cascades turn 3, dropping down that fast left-hander at the start of the lap, so obviously come through 1, drop down the hill.
Yeah,
I thought the car apex there beautifully every single lap I watched you go through, and there was a lot of laps I watched you go through there with the likes of Dayton and different guys
and the like.
Yeah, on the back of you.
There was a few.
Yes, a few there.
Yeah,
honestly, like
car was
even
super strong.
Yeah, we had a bit of a fun race. I think last night we were just mucking around, and even I was behind Webley, and even Webley I was able to really get onto him through that corner, and then all the way down the straight. But then I didn't have the setup for that next high speed left-hander there. Yep. That was always, especially with fuel on anyway, that was really difficult to just stop it wanting to scrub around that corner. But it definitely I always felt I had a lot of control there, and I could pick a line to be defensive if I needed to. So yeah, that was definitely one of the the other bits. And everywhere I was weak, all you had to do was just put the car in the right spot. Nobody can get around you.
Yeah.
So, like 2 corners later, that sort of hairpin there was really a bit of a struggle for the big beast to get around. But no, I loved it. That was awesome racing. I was like, come on, come on, countdown, go clock, go.
Well, we thought you'd be grinning from ear to ear, but also sweating freaking bullets the whole time as you were doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, stellar race, mate. Yeah, really great
Awesome,
to
thank
watch. You got plenty of airtime, I tell you. That thing. So, once again this week, and congratulations, mate. Yeah, good effort.
Awesome. Yeah, cheers,
well,
mate.
Well done, Gunther. Thank you very
Yep.
much for the chat. Cheers, buddy.
Thank you. Cheers, bye.
Yes. Yeah, so there you go. You have it. That was a driver that I think was worthy of a chat and a mention, because that was based on the broadcast of what we saw was a very, very good drive. And the relative numbers that'll gain for Gunther, currently racing a V12, second officially in the Pro-Am title chase, obviously chasing down Tony Spence. So
Yep.
made a good net gain there tonight over Will Dixon, Matty T, Tony Spence, Steve Crossland, HENDO obviously, and Berthie. So, nights like this, and you got to capitalise. I think that was probably a big night for Gunther. He'll see himself well inside the 10 in the
Definitely.
title hunt, and certainly chasing down Tony Spence for that overall on the Pro-Am. So worthy mention. And Dave, I'll let you wrap up the show. Thanks to the viewers, thanks to the drivers and everybody involved from my point of view. Awesome night.
Absolutely, J-Man. Like I said, I'm nearly out of breath. It's been epic. A few hours there tonight here for Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 6. That was round 6. And that was Oulton Park for 2 hours, and it was freaking crazy. It was brought to you by Simblacks, Crosscut Woodworks, True to Life Racing Designs, Crossy 43, and HENDO, of course. And as usual, broadcast to you on YouTube by MATCHFIT Entertainment and Davo and J-Man. That is a wrap. We will see you at Kailami next week, ladies and gentlemen. Bye for now.